We're back with another episode. Welcome back to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Don't forget to hit the download button and subscribe to our podcast wherever podcasts are available.
That's a real term. Liturgical. That's a real term.
With the ribbons?
Yeah, with the ribbons in church.
Aw.
Yeah, liturgical.
I didn't grow up black, so I don't know what that is.
Liturgical is like a universal term. It's more liturgical.
For the liturgy?
It's more so in the white churches than it is in the black church, to be honest with you. Yeah.
My church didn't have dancers. We had altar boys.
Oh, you're Catholic. That's right. Yeah, you can't have girls flaunting around.
Yeah, today's All Saints Day.
Oh, well, we did talk about All Saints Day on the last podcast. Did you ever find out? Here's a question. Did you ever find out if Jesus is a saint? That's a real question. The people want to know.
Is Jesus a saint?
I found this on the web.
Of course, Jesus is a saint, not a saint from his sanctity. The belief. What the fuck?
Okay, that's not telling us.
Should I text my Nana?
Yeah, you need to text somebody to find out if Jesus was a saint. That was your homework from the last podcast.
I'm gonna text my Catholic school friends.
Yeah. Is Jesus a saint? I continue to say Jesus is the saint of all saints. That's just my personal opinion. I'm
Lord
not Catholic.
Lord of Lords, host of hosts.
Kings of kings. He's the King of kings and the Lord of lords.
He's a prince
Hallelujah.
of peace. Is Jesus a saint?
He's a prince of peace. Ha No other name above his name. Yes, Lord. I'm keeping
When
this
did
in
we
the
turn
podcast.
it? Do we need to interview a preacher?
I was gonna say we need to interview Jesus.
I'd love to interview Jesus.
Well, my brother-in-law, he's a pastor. He's coming in
Get him
December.
on the pod.
I mean,
oh my God,
we can.
perfect. We
Yeah.
have to. I
Yeah,
have so
we're
many
gonna-
questions.
Yeah.
First, if I had to interview Jesus, what would your first question be? Go.
First of all, when I ask a question, I would simply say thank you.
Oh, that's good. I would ask what happened to John Benet Ramsey. I'm just.
Okay,
I
I'm
need
sorry.
to know
Out of all the questions to ask Jesus, you would ask about someone else?
because I'm so sure it was the brother.
You know, that's an interesting take.
I think the brother killed her on accident.
But what would he do with what did he do with the body?
No, I think he got pissed off, hit her, and she was unresponsive, died on the floor. The parents were like, "Fuck, well, we already lost one kid. We can't lose the other one. We're gonna hide it. We're gonna cover it up."
Well, yeah, a lot of people thought that the parents were involved in it as
No,
well.
I definitely think they covered it up, but I think he is the one who killed her.
You know what I would ask God though, to be completely honest with you, and this is not like a blasphemous or anything like that. I would genuinely ask God, do you ever hear the prayers of black people? And why did black people have to go through slavery and no other race went through that? Like what was the reasoning behind that and the lasting effect that has had on the African American community even now that we are still discriminated against more
See,
than any
I
other
wouldn't
race.
ask that question because I don't know that I'll like the answer.
But see, I want to know the answer even if I don't like it.
Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, I would definitely ask God that. I would first say thank you. Thank you for dying on the cross for me because I didn't deserve that. Thank you. And then number 2, do you hear the prayers of black people and why do we go through all this stuff?
Good one. Well, the results are in my Holy Rollers group chat.
Dang, that was fast.
My middle school friends from Catholic school.
Okay.
No, he's God. No, technically he's God's son, but also God because of the Trinity. So I'm getting no saint vibes.
So he is not a saint.
He's not a saint.
I did say that on the last podcast. I said
did.
maybe he's not a saint because he is God. So that maybe he cannot be a saint because he is the saint of all saints, technically, you know? Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Okay, you can start now. Sorry.
I'm keeping all that in.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. All right, guys. Welcome to another episode. We are back at it again. We have an interesting episode for you guys today. We're going to be talking about, a lot of different things. Obviously, one of the biggest things that we have to talk about, even though we're sick of talking about it, this upcoming election, which this episode will actually be coming out on election day. So those of you who have not taken advantage of early voting in your prospective state, please, please, please send off your ballot. Don't even send them off. Go take them there personally. And also go in person to vote. This is one of the most important elections ever that we have ever faced, in my personal and opinion.
Isn't it insane to think that like 50 years ago you'd get beaten up if you tried to go vote? Like
Absolutely.
they just kick your ass at the polls. That's insane.
Well, it's insane, but history is repeating itself. Because now you have people trying to intimidate others to vote a certain way. Even this past weekend, there was in North Carolina, the police officers were pepper spraying, I guess, protesters that were at the polls. I don't know what they were protesting for. If they were protesting for the fact of free speech, go ahead and vote, or if they were trying to intimidate people from being there to vote. I don't know the full story of it. I just happened to glance at a social media site that was talking about how police officers in North Carolina were pepper spraying protesters. So, but that's one of the reasons why I take voting so seriously, is because someone else literally fought and died for me to have the opportunity to vote. So how dare I sit home and not do it when that right was fought for, not just as an African American, but also as a woman as well. Remember, women couldn't vote at one point.
It's on suffrage.
Exactly. So all the women that, sit here and, we support the men. Remember, they wanted to shut your ass up. Actually, they did shut your ass up for many years. So be grateful that you even have the opportunity to speak your opinion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So, first we want to bring up, yesterday.
How was your week?
Yes. Why do I always do this? I don't know why.
She's just down to the nitty gritty.
No.
I don't know what that says about her as a person, ladies and gentlemen, but just think about it.
First of all, I want to know how your week went first.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you. My week was pretty good.
Yeah.
My brother celebrated his birthday yesterday.
Woohoo.
Love
Happy
that
birthday,
guy.
brother.
Only Scorpio for me. Can't do a lot of
How old
them.
did he turn?
He turned 18. I'm
Ooh,
shocked.
you
Yeah,
have an
he
18-year-old.
voted. He got his license.
Cool
He got his
beans.
senior pictures taken. He's way hotter than I was when I was a senior, so I'm jealous because he doesn't use it like he should.
I was going to say he's more popular than you were.
No, he wishes. I was the popular one. He's the attractive one.
Oh.
I have better comedic timing. He takes forever to tell a story.
Oh, okay. Well, happy birthday, brother. Happy 18th birthday.
Shout out to you, James Mason.
Oh, James Mason. Happy birthday.
Yeah, we went to a Brazilian steakhouse and I showed an amazing amount of self-control.
By doing what?
You know how they just walk around with all the meat? It's just like meat on skewers and they're just
Yeah.
cutting the meat. And I was like, Alyssa, you don't need to eat all this meat. You're going to vomit.
Wait, here's a question. Who paid for the meal?
My mom.
Oh, you should have just kept eating.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't really
Can you
matter.
not take any of it home? Like just store it in your napkin?
You can't do leftovers because it's like, okay, here's the thing. Buffets gross me out.
Yeah.
But this is different because it's like they're coming to you.
It's a hand buffet.
Yeah, it's like the original COVID friendly buffet. Like just one person touching the meat and going around to every
Exactly.
table. You take your slice. That's it.
Yeah.
But we bought a bottle of wine, and I was like, I can't leave this bottle of wine, so I have to leave room.
For the wine.
wine.
Of course. Don't waste the wine.
Yeah, and then I knew we had cookie cake at home.
Ooh.
It was a struggle. I've never had to, I've always had to tell myself to stop eating, but I rarely ever truly act on it.
Especially when it's on somebody else's dime.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. It's 2020.
It's a year of
A lot
the
of
change.
changes in me. I used to
Yeah.
like the chocolate donuts from the gas station. I now like the powdered donuts from the gas station.
I'll take both. I just don't like the little crunchy ones or the ones with the crunchy stuff
the
on
cinnamon,
there.
yeah, I don't fuck
Oh,
with that.
gross.
So yeah, we're just making a lot of changes end of the year here. I feel good about myself. My week was
Good.
good. Work was good. I felt like I finally hit a groove.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, that's good.
How was your week?
My week was pretty lame. I was in COVID again this week. And we'll get more into a particular issue but a thing that happened that again just kind of puts reality back into check, or back into place. With the patient that I had that was in the COVID unit. But I was in the COVID unit this week. But then I also started my lock journey. For those that, obviously we have like a cartoonesque or caricature-esque profile picture, but in real life, I am natural. My hair is in its natural state, and I have been natural for about 12 years, and I'm over it, officially over it. So I actually got my hair done by my best friend's mom. Shouts out to Miss Mama Claudia. And she twisted my hair for me, and yeah, I'm starting locks. And so October 30th was my official lock day. So.
For the melanally challenged people out there, she's referring to dreadlocks.
So they're not called dreadlocks. Let me give you a quick history.
Oh wait, they're not dreadlocks?
No, never call locks dreadlocks.
But aren't they? No, stop.
No. They're not. The reason why
Colloquially, why is that word? Sorry. Colloquially, aren't they referred to as dreadlocks?
No, they are not.
Dreads?
white people call locks dreadlocks. And the reason why is because they were looked upon to be dreadful. So that's literally why they say dreadlocks. So never call locks dreadful or dreadlocks. They are just locks.
Because I know you lock your hair, but
Yes.
I just figured like that guy has dreads, that girl has dreads.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that say it, but they don't understand the meaning behind why people call them dreadlocks. They are not dreadlocks. They're locks.
So we're team locks over here.
Team locks, absolutely. Nothing
Not
dreadful.
to be confused with latkes.
What?
Potato latkes?
What is that?
Potato pancakes? It's
Never heard of it.
Okay, don't worry about it.
It's like really thin pancakes.
It is out of
From
potatoes.
Talladega Nights. They're just crepes. Just say I like really thin pancakes. Do you know that's from Okay. Well, actually, Borat. Anyway,
I've never seen Borat.
first of all, I need to see the second part because the first one was absolutely hilarious. And it was so wild that he literally got away with going to all these different places, doing all of this random stuff, and people signed off on it, not really knowing what it was.
Is that what the movie is about?
Yeah, he just like
The original Borat?
yeah, he comes from a country, or he's saying that he's from this particular country, and it's a made up country. But anyway, he's just going around saying, "Oh, I'm from this place," and or Kazakhstan, I think is a real place. Whatever. Anyway, he comes from this one particular area, and he just goes around acting ignorant as if he doesn't know the life in America and different other places and all that kind of stuff. So it's hilarious. And the second one has Rudy Giuliani in there being inappropriate with his underage daughter. He's laying on the hotel bed, putting his hands in his pants, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's insane.
I didn't realize that's what Borat was. I never watched it because that's not my personal comedy.
Yeah, I just like stupid comedy.
Not a fan.
Really? Mm-mm. See, like Will Ferrell, Borat, what's her name? Like, I just like stupid comedy sometimes. Sometimes you just need to turn your brain off, and I look at stuff like that, like Jackass and stuff like that. I love stupid comedy.
We are different people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You don't like Jackass?
My brother likes shit like that, and I always think it's not funny. And he's just like, look at this really funny thing. And I'm like, ugh.
You just got to watch it a couple times, because sometimes it'll go over your head, and you're just like, wait, what just happened? And then you watch it a second time, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, the stupidest funny I'll watch is Let's Be Cops. Love it. It's my favorite movie.
That was, yeah. See, I like stupider funny.
Oh, you like physical comedy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Because even like with Jackass, the stuff that they do, I'm like, why? Here's what I don't understand. And maybe it's a culture thing. I don't know. Why do white guys love shoving things up their asses and thinking that it's funny, or letting a spider or a snake bite their ass? Everything always has to be with their ass.
It's a fetish.
Like, why is that a fetish though?
It just is.
It's just,
if you have to ask, you'll never know.
I just don't understand that. And the first thing they'll say is, I'm not gay, man. I'm not gay. But you keep shoving shit up your ass.
Because it feels good.
And you keep doing that to other people. Well, yes, I guess from a sexual standpoint, because men have a prostate, so that is a G-spot for men. But at the same time, it's just really weird that, white straight men have an infatuation with asses, like men's asses, sticking things up their ass. It's really weird.
Let's get a white straight man, cis straight man on the podcast. Leave your, tag your white friends below. Let us know who you want us to interview.
Yeah, they stick firecrackers in their ass and let them just blow. Like, do you want your whole booty hole to just pop off? Like, what? I don't get it.
It's a booty hole.
It's a booty hole. It's really weird. It's like a. Anyway, we're moving on. All right. So yesterday was Halloween.
Ooh, spooky.
So here's my question for you. Fast question. Celebrity Halloween costumes. Who wore it best?
Okay, but I have a couple.
Okay.
Did you see everybody's?
Yes.
Okay. Sweetie, I Live and Die.
Yes, because she was Michelle, Kelly, and Beyonce.
She was all three of the children of Destiny.
Yeah.
She was Mystique.
She was.
She looked bomb.
Yeah, there was another girl that was Mystique as well,
Jasmine
too.
With the hair, the YouTuber.
Yeah, but I think Sweetie definitely pulled that off way better.
Yeah, she's got the money to do it. So
Yeah.
she did it good. Abel of The Weeknd.
Oh, yeah, he played the
Nutty Professor. Oh my God, he looks exactly like him.
Yeah, he did really great.
The Union Wade family as S'mores. I died. That was so cute.
It was, but I like Remy Ma, Papoose, and what's her name? Reminisce. They played the little mummy. First of all, her faces are hilarious, and she's just like, she has RBF for a little baby, and it's the cutest thing.
Okay, so Lizzo as the Joe Biden fly and as a wet ass pussy.
Yes,
that took it.
Yeah,
but for me, the cake topper number one, freaking Lil Nas X is Nicki Minaj.
I disagree. Sierra. Sierra was
Sierra
like,
as Meg Thee Stallion.
sorry.
Whoa, cut that. I don't want that. That hurt my ears. Not a fan. Nope.
I forgot to move the mic. I'm sorry.
You moved it closer to your mouth.
Because I'm used to
She was like, the people want to hear this.
Sorry.
Despicable.
Sierra was a bunch of different people. She was Nicki Minaj. She was Cardi B. She was Janet Jackson. And Busta Rhymes. Well, she wasn't Busta Rhymes. Russell was Busta Rhymes. She did amazing. I liked her. I also like Portia as Cardi B.
Did you see Cardi B though as Medusa?
Yes,
that was insane.
That was kind of like
scary.
Yeah,
she was skirmy.
Yeah, that was really. But her dog Culture was so cute.
Culture.
Oh, that little girl was so cute. She was Wonder Woman. But yeah.
Yeah.
But who was the person you said again?
Lil Nas X.
Oh yeah,
he was it for me.
First of all, the barbs were coming for him and was just like, okay, go sit your ass down. How dare you mess up the queen?
Dude, a lot of people did celebrities though this year because Ryan Destiny, did you see her? She was Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, she looked
just
amazing.
like her, dude.
Well, even Offset, he was Jim Carrey from
The Mask.
And then also what's her name? Pretty V. Yes, I am Pretty V. Pretty V. That's her name. Yes, she was also Jim Carrey in The Mask. And I thought they did great jobs at that.
Did you see Kendall Jenner as Pamela Anderson?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so here's the thing. Yeah, it's just like a basic costume, but the way they did her makeup, she looks like Pamela Anderson.
Really?
It's wild here.
Yeah, what's her name? Bruce Jenner. Caitlyn. Sorry.
Yeah, be nice.
Well, I'm just. It's hard for me to go back and forth. But anyway, actually, I don't even want to talk about her because that costume wasn't really much of anything.
What was she?
She was. I don't know. It was just
like
it was
this
just
is
really
a picture
weird.
of Kendall Jenner, and it looks like Pamela Anderson.
That's Kendall.
That's Kendall.
Oh wow, yeah, that does.
And I don't know if it's the way they did her eyebrow. Oh, that's the same picture. Hold on. I don't know what it is about her face.
I think they made her cheeks fuller.
They did something, but she does not look like herself, and it creeped me out.
Yeah. Tiana Taylor was Blank Man. First of all, do you even know what Blank Man is?
I had no idea what that was, and I tried so hard to look through the comment. I was like, I'm not gonna look through these comments to figure out what the fuck this is. I get it, people. It must be a cultural thing.
No,
pop
it's
culture. It's not pop culture.
No, it's just a timing thing. Like it was. I think this movie came out in the early 2000s or late 1990s.
Oh my God, I was a fetus.
But it was Damon Wayans. He played Blank Man, which is basically a mentally challenged young man who wanted to be a what's your name? A superhero, and just some of the things that he does. The movie is hilarious, but anyway,
before my time.
Well, I guess you can say that. But she was cute as that, and then
yeah, they're always cute. Remember when they were the Joker and Harley Quinn?
Yeah,
hot.
Yeah,
they're so hot.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that was pretty much the basis of Halloween.
Did you dress up?
I did not. I was actually not here. I won't say where I was, but I was not here.
Spiritually, yeah, same.
Yes. I don't. Here's the thing. I don't ever dress up for Halloween because of the way I grew up. And I hated that. So we didn't celebrate Halloween because it was the devil's holiday. And we went to Hallelujah night, which I absolutely hated.
That's so, wait, instead of Halloween, it's Halloween. We got to bring it back.
Anybody.
Next year, I'm having Hallelujah night.
Don't
but it's
do
going to be
it.
smelled like HALL, Hallelujah night.
No. I hated it. So I grew up again in apostolic / Pentecostal faith, right? The Baptist people do it. Kojic people do it. Basically, just black Christians do crap like this where they have Hallelujah night and they don't celebrate Halloween. So what they do is you're supposed to go to your local church, right? And you learn about why you don't celebrate Halloween because it's the devil's holiday. You don't get to dress up. There's no candy. So you literally just have like a little youth service and it's just so lame. And you're just like, all the rest of my friends are dressing up as these wonderful characters. Like, why can't we just come as Bible characters?
You're like Marnie in the first Halloween Town, and her mom's like, "You're not dressing up for Halloween."
Yeah, it's lame,
and they don't understand why. And all their friends are trying to go out and trick or treat. That was you. You're a witch.
Oh, listen, when I have kids, my kids will absolutely be dressing up in the most horrific thing that they could ever find. They're gonna go trick or treating. Oh, I'm definitely doing all that. Even my nephew, he is 3 years old, and he went to school, and they were supposed to dress up on Friday for what they wanted to be for Halloween. So he wanted to be Spider-Man. No, my sister decides, you're going to be a doctor. He's like, well, I don't want to be a doctor. I want to be Spider-Man.
Doctors are lame, Mom.
Exactly, especially for Halloween. And so she's like, well, the only reason why I didn't let him be Spider-Man was because I knew he was going to have to go to the bathroom while he was at school. And I wanted something that was going to be easy for the teachers to take off versus this one full suit that they're going to have to take off. And he probably doesn't want to take it off. So all I have to do is just get him like the little jacket. It already has a stethoscope and all that kind of stuff. And so, of course, when she took the picture, he was looking like, I don't want to be in this shit. So I just told her, I was like, you know what? I'm standing in solidarity with my nephew. And when the next time I see him, I will be sending him a Spider-Man costume.
Mom's be doing that shit.
Oh my God.
When my brother likes anime a lot. So
Ooh.
he'll always be like, oh, I want this shirt or this or that. And it always
Yeah.
has like weird anime shit that my mom and I don't know what the fuck it is, but we're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's not some devil worshiper, some little, like, who the fuck knows? I don't. So he sent me this link, and he's like, I want this jacket. I want it in green. I'm like, bitch, green? We are a black, gray, navy, white family. Like, we keep it in the darks and the neutrals.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're not going to keep green. And so my mom is the queen of, you tell her what you want, and she kind of gets you that, but she gets what she thinks is better.
Yeah.
And it, like, nothing pisses me off more, because I'm like, just get what the fuck. I don't care if you think it's stupid or it's too cheap or it's dumb. Like,
I think that's every parent though.
I know, but I'm like, I asked you for something specific. I sent you the link. Like, you literally only have to click something and put your credit card information. That's it. So my mom always does that, and I always give her so much shit for it.
Yeah.
So my brother was like, I want this forest green hoodie. And I was like, oh, there's a black one. I want to get it. And it took everything in me to not do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't get it for you because I know how that feels when someone gets you something that you don't want.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So that's a personal one for me.
Yeah. Don't duplicate the hurtful things.
But yeah, that's definitely a mom thing. Like, I know that you really want to do this, but it's just better if we do that.
I know you wanted this Nike jacket, but I saw this Psyche one that was like $50 cheaper.
No one's going to be able to tell. Like,
no one's going to know.
Everyone can fucking tell.
No one's going to know. How are they going to know? No one's going to know. Everybody will know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But you know who did steal Halloween though? Tabria Majors.
Dude, thick Beyonce.
Girl, she what does she call it? Bay-Halloween? Bay-Halloween?
There's no way it's Bay-Halloween.
Maybe Bay-Halloween, whatever. Anyway, this girl duplicated Beyonce to the fullest, and
literally
she
like
killed it.
6 of her music videos or something, and she redid them, and she looks so good. She looks like Beyonce.
She really does. She looks like thicker version of Beyonce.
Like if Beyonce stopped being vegan for probably a little bit, and just had
she has first of all, that girl has a great body.
She's beautiful.
She is beautiful, and I just saw the little thighs just a jig, and I said, yes,
she's such a good dancer. Like, the outfits were on point.
Yeah.
The scenes, like the scenery was on point. Like, everything was perfect. The other dancers were great.
Yeah,
I watched it like 3 times.
She killed it. She did an amazing job, and I hope that someone in Beyonce's camp showed her that, and that she was able to connect with that young lady, because she did an amazing job.
But I just
duplicating her.
It was so good.
It really was. It really.
I wonder how long that took. How many man hours? Like,
probably took a couple weeks.
I was
going to
say the costumes, the outfits.
Yeah.
Like, even just that, they were all identical.
Yo, she killed the what was the one the scene from Black is King where the guy is in the green. And that outfit, I was like, you killed that whole
and her
look.
hair was perfect. Dude, she's props to her.
It was amazing. Yes. So Tabria Majors, shouts out to you, girl. You did amazing. You looked beautiful, gorgeous. All the choreography was amazing.
So good.
Yeah, she definitely planned that like the beginning of the pandemic. She was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be Beyonce.
Yeah, she's like, starting in March, let's figure this shit out.
Pretty much. Like, we got to do it. And she shut the internet down. I loved it.
That show's so good. I woke up in the morning, I checked Instagram. It was the first thing I watched.
Yeah. So, in other news, we're going to have to talk about it just because we have to be a responsible podcast, blah, 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 which I really don't want to.
Not a fan of responsibility.
Nope. Damn it. That was the one I was looking for.
Yeah, please cut that.
Yeah.
Make it flow.
Right. So, as you guys know, that we have a very important election that is coming up. And again, I'll say, by the time this airs, it will be election day. And
If you're hearing this, it's too late.
yeah, well, no, it won't be too late because our podcast comes out at 12 a.m. So you still have time to get to the polls. Get your ass out there and vote, people. Vote. But on the piggybacking off of voting, this week in the news, rapper Lil Wayne actually sat down.
Do you have to say rapper Lil Wayne? Like, I feel like if you just said Lil Wayne, people would know what the fuck you're talking about.
Well, I think people don't know. I mean, there are some people who are of an older generation that don't know who Lil Wayne is, so they need to know that he's a rapper.
Artist Lil Wayne of the Carter 1, 2, and 3.
Didn't he make a 4 as well?
And 4?
Yeah.
All of the Carter albums?
Nobody
Blang
knows.
Blang?
The Block Aside. Yeah. Every time I come around, I say that blang blang.
The guy who made Drake famous for all you young kids?
He's an idiot now. Not Drake, Lil Wayne. Anyway, so he sat down with 45, and he revealed that on his Twitter, this is per his Twitter, and I quote, just had a great meeting with at the real 45. Besides what he's done so far with criminal reform.
That's
No. I just don't want to say his name. No. I just don't want to say his name.
I was like, I don't know who his PR person is, but that was a smooth move.
No, definitely not. He's not that smart. Nobody on his team is. Anyway, just had a great meeting with the idiot. Besides what he's done so far with criminal reform, the Platinum Plan is going to give the community real ownership. He listened to what we had to say today and assured he will and can get it done. Now, what I find very interesting, number one, why is it that rappers are going to meet with politicians? And here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with you going to meet with a politician. The problem is that you are not taking educated, equipped people to effect real change, who have real ideas and real plans to carry out your agenda. You're not taking them with you. So
how do you know he's not taking them with him?
Look at the picture. He look at his locks.
If I brought some boring ass people with me with all the numbers and the figures and the bullshit, I would not put them in my cool picture. Listen, not that it's a cool picture, but you know what I mean.
Have you ever seen the episode? First of all, you watch Martin, right?
I'm familiar, yes.
Okay. Have you ever seen the episode where Gina has to pretend to be a man because Pam takes over the account? And she's like, my name is G Nutte. No. And they go over all the numbers. And okay, never mind. You have to take a guy like that with all the numbers, because you can give him all the goods and make it sound really amazing. But then you have to have that numbers person or that fact person that can help you put it all together. But just like Trump is not that guy, but he's always in the room. I would just assume these rappers are not that person, but they're just in the room. Yes, but when Kim K walks in, is like, free this person, this person, this person. It's not just Kim. Right, but she shows it though. And I think that's what makes her work a little bit more palatable than it does the other people. But she also has a huge, like, her following is way more massive than Lil Wayne. Yeah. And she's also been dragged for like twice as long as Lil Wayne. Yeah, but she's not actively promoting 45 as, but she ain't even telling people to vote for her husband for president. Because she's smart. She was like, remember that time we were bankrupt, bitch? That was your fault. I'm not voting for shit. Exactly. Kim Kardashian is not an idiot. Let's be very clear. This girl is not promoting her own husband as president. So clearly she has a totally different agenda. Or whatever, but you fly off the handle a couple too many times. As for me in this house, we ain't voting for you, bro. But I think it's I just think it's sad, man. You know, the fact that even Lil Wayne, I mean, his reputation with the African American community has been tainted for the past few years, where even with they asked him to comment on Black Lives Matter with everything that was going on when the hashtag first came out, or the organization first came out, and he was just like, I don't support that. I mean, I don't support that. White people love Lil Wayne. They do, but black people are the ones who put you in this position. Let's be very clear. You have a black daughter. You have black children. Yeah, but white people buy the merch. Black people buy his merch. I mean, when he was a little bit more normal. Well, the last time you went to, have you been to a Lil Wayne concert? Never. Okay, let me tell you, I've been to a couple. Oh, Jesus. You look out in the crowd, there are speckles of dark, riders, dyers for Lil Wayne. That's weird. Lil Wayne. And it's just white men. I believe it. Well, you know, he's a skater now. What is that song he put out? Was it with Travis Barker? That's a good question. I don't have the answer to. My real question for you is, do you think Donald Trump was the white guy in the frat who loved light-skinned black women and hip-hop music? No. I think he's a racist through and through. Okay. Yeah. I'm just wondering. I think he's definitely a misogynistic piece of shit who takes advantage of the less fortunate, hence why he has wives who were always less fortunate. He had to bring them forward, even though his previous wife, I think it's Ivanka's mom, and all the other ones' mom, that's his business partner. But if you look at the way she even started out, yeah.
So do you think he's racist, or do you think he's just so narcissistic, selfish, and rich that he just doesn't give a fuck about anyone who's poorer than him? But it just happens to be a lot of colored and disenfranchised people.
I think he's racist, and he's the biggest narcissist ever.
But I guess being a narcissist at that level would make you inherently racist.
Possibly, but I just think he's just racist to the core. I mean, the fact that you can get up and say, I have black people that support me. Look at all my African Americans.
I think he is just, I really do think he is just so narcissistic, and he knows what he needs to say and what to say and how to move, and he just will say whatever the fuck he wants, and he knows how to get votes and make money, and he's going to do it.
Well, he's saying stuff that other people want to say.
Yeah, and that's always been his thing. He's like, I can say it, I can do it, and I have money, so what the fuck, I don't need anybody.
But you know what's sad is that he's been able to be somewhat of a successful businessman in the fact of, especially a lot of his foreign dealings. So it's like you had to practice some type of restraint in order to get as far as you've gotten. Even if, I don't care if he went bankrupt 30,000 times. The fact is, he got to that point where he could afford to go bankrupt. You know what I mean? And I just think that he practiced some sort of restraint for all of those years to build his brand, build his companies. And then now that you're the president of the United States, all your true colors are really coming out, because now you have, this wealth of power, and your true self comes out. I mean, we even said it on the last episode, or one of the other episodes, that, wealth and power, it's one thing to have wealth, and with wealth comes power. But when you have the ultimate power along with wealth is kind of the secondary, and it only exacerbates who you truly are at the core.
I agree. I feel like everyone's painting him as this huge racist character.
Yeah.
And I'm not negating that, but I think personally he's just like a very narcissistic, egotistical person, and he only really gives a shit about things or people that are advantageous to him.
Yeah, I agree.
So in this last election, it was middle-class white people.
Yes.
So he's going to say or do whatever the fuck he needs to appease that group of people to get what he wants. Absolutely. And now he knows that, like, if he throws bones to these specific black people or meets with these specific black people, it'll also help what he wants. So he does it. But and I understand that that's like, he said, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's like he's just this bigoted, racist person. I think he's just a rich motherfucker who does what the fuck he wants and wants to get what he wants. And it happens to be like really shitty racist things. But
I think the reason why the racism overpowers the narcissistic behavior is because of the following that he has, and how, like, racism was already in existence. Like, it didn't just come because, 45 is in office. But the problem is that he incites and helps to bring to the forefront, based off his behavior, other people who are like super, super racist. I mean, there's no levels to racism. You just racist, so you're not.
Like soft racist, or like,
are you mild,
racist?
Moderate, or spicy?
Kinsey scale.
Right. I just think
I agree. That's always been my problem with him. Because if you talk to someone who votes for Donald Trump, a lot of them aren't like these super fucking racist people. They're just like, look, he's helped me this way. He's done this and this and that.
Absolutely.
And I get it. My thing is, like, there is this very specific group of people who through him and his presidency have felt like they can become active and hateful and racist.
And they get a pass to be that way.
And they feel empowered by this man.
Absolutely.
And he has not, all I would need is for him to be like, I don't fucking stand for racism. Cut the shit. That's all I need. He'll never say it because he doesn't ever want to be told what to say.
Yeah.
He's like,
and he doesn't want to take responsibility for anything.
He doesn't want to take responsibility. He's like Kanye. He's like, you're not gonna tell me what the fuck to say. And now that you did, I'm gonna do the exact opposite.
Well, even look at when him and Biden had their last debate, and the moderator says, well, are you going to finally take responsibility for, the fuck up of the pandemic? He was like, I take full responsibility. It was China's fault.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
All you had to say in that moment, you could have turned so many, like, that was your opportunity to say, you know what? I was wrong. I got rid of the pandemic panel that Obama put in place. I got rid of it prematurely. I was aware that there were some things that were going on, but I had faith in our government that we were able to handle it. And unfortunately, we weren't able to handle it. And we realized it. We do realize we have a problem, and we're trying to do our best to fix it. That was your opportunity to take full responsibility. Instead, you're just like, well, I take full responsibility, but it was China's fault. I got to take full responsibility that it's China's fault. No.
And in business, if you don't like what the fuck someone's doing or saying, or it's not what you want, you leave, you do it yourself, or you find someone else.
Exactly.
And that's what he's used to doing, but that's not how we rock, because we're a whole fucking country, and that you can't control this many people, especially when we all think we have this platform, and we do on social media.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. Like, all I needed from him was like, even if you don't fucking mean it.
Even if you don't mean it.
That's all I need. Because that's my thing. You can be doing all these. I understand that everything you do right now is going to be overshadowed. Media now is crazy. And they're always going to pick apart and dice down what you say. And everyone's going to have an opinion. I get it.
Yeah.
But you know that there's this crazy group of people who are doing crazy things. And they're doing it because, and it's not that they're just doing it because of you. They are specifically saying, oh, because my president says this. Oh, because this. I fly this flag for Trump. Blah, blah, blah. Behind all the shit that they're doing. All I need is a, hey, nope, not me.
Yeah. I mean, even look at McCain. When McCain was running against President Obama, even if they both had different political views, they both had different ideas, plans, routes to get to their plans, right? Their goal was still the same, which was to serve the American people, right? When there was this one town hall that John McCain did, and this one lady stood up with the microphone and she's like, well, I don't trust Obama, he's a terrorist and blah, blah, blah. John McCain literally snatched the mic out of this lady's hand and was like, no, ma'am. He is an amazing family man who loves this country. He loves the people of this country. You will not call him a terrorist. He is not a terrorist. That to me was such great showmanship that this is my competitor and we are going against each other. But at the core, we still want the same things. And that's where the level of maturity comes in with real politicians versus people who just want power. And that's the issue that with 45, he's just so freaking dangerous because it's obvious that he doesn't listen to anyone. Even if you had amazing PR people, I mean, he's gone through how many press secretaries of, Sarah Huckabee Sanders and what's his name? The one that Melissa McCarthy played on SNL, Sean Spicer. That's his name.
That sounds good.
Yeah, but I mean, you had all these people who have built their careers on, stating the facts and doing all this stuff. And even when they tell you, don't say that, just don't answer these questions. Like, how before, like people have these interviews and they say, listen, we're only going to speak about this. Don't bring this up. Don't bring that up. He wants to bring it all up. And it's just like, you're so dangerous. You can have the opinion. You can think how you want to think. There is a time and a place for everything. And like you said, some stuff is just for the group chat.
Some stuff is just for the group chat.
It's just for the group chat, dude. Like, you can be racist. You can be a narcissist. You can be a shithole, whatever. But in front of other people.
But that's when you're being Donnie. But you're a president. So be a president.
I mean, you got to kiss the babies. You got to hug the necks. You got to do all of that stuff.
I feel like, how I get upset because at the hospital, these people get down to the inpatient rehab and they're like, I had no idea you had to do all these things.
Yes.
And I'm like, how did you not know? Surely there was someone who told you this was the deal. You had to come down here and work and blah, blah, blah. That's what I feel happened. He was just like,
I can do this.
I've been running businesses bigger than America forever. I haven't made blah, 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 blah. And someone failed to mention, like, you have to act like a president and you have to do all these little presidential things. And like, he was like, what the fuck? Fuck that.
You got to be around kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even too, when he won, when they announced it that he won the presidency, he was like, oh shit, this really happened? Like,
he's like, I was just trying to make a point.
Yeah. I was just talking shit and I was trying to make a point that this job is easy. Like, God damn it. Melania was looking like, oh no, what have I signed up for?
Great accent.
You signed up to be the first lady, unfortunately.
Like,
welcome.
No one who would actually be qualified or do well at that job wants that fucking job.
Yeah.
Because they're all people who understand what that job entails.
Yeah. And I mean, you even see the photos and the interviews of, like, Bush and how when he first started to when he got out of office, Bill Clinton when he first got in to when he got out, Obama. And it's just like the amount of gray hair that they already had white hair, but Obama having this dark black hair to now being this, Snow White salt and pepper hair. It's just like, that is a very stressful job. Dude, because
this is the worst time to be a president.
Absolutely.
Like, the way social media is and like media is, there's no way. Everyone digs up your shit. Everyone has access to you. People you don't even know or remember see you randomly and take pictures. You know what I mean? It's horrible.
But I think 45's biggest issue is that he came into office with the intent to undo everything Obama put in place just because he didn't like him. And it's like, that was the first wrong move you made, that your pro-presidency was going to be doomed. The fact that you came into it with a elementary type of attitude to literally get back at him without realizing that you're not getting back at him. You're undoing all of this work that other people, including him, have done to set the American people to a certain level. Bush unfortunately was the leader of the free world when we went into a recession. Can we say that the whole recession was his entire fault? No.
He might have inherited a shit show.
He inherited because the thing is, every president inherits a shit show from another person. Mm-hmm. And your first term of even doing anything, you're cleaning up the next man's shit. You get what I'm saying? So
it's just like being class president when you're a senior and you're like, oh, fuck this. I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going to be out of here.
Exactly. Any CEO that takes over another company, you are having to deal with and clean up all the stuff that they did or didn't do from the previous administration. I mean, Obama did it when he came in from the post 9/11 situation. We're at war. He can't just come in and say, hey, I don't agree with the war. Let's go ahead and stop. The wheel is already going.
Yeah, that whole war thing, we're done with it.
It isn't. We're wasting way too much money, but I can't stop it because there are legitimate things in place that are here to protect our country that another person put in place. Same thing when Bush inherited all the stuff that was going on from the Clinton administration. I mean, it's a whole big circus.
And I think that's the issue here. So we would, before all of this happened, we would say like the issue with DC, with the White House, with politics, is that you can't just come in there and clean anything up because everything's so tied up in everything and how wrong that is, and because why do we do all these ties?
Absolutely.
Yada. So I think when he came in, that was the pull for everyone, like, oh, finally someone who's not all tied up.
Yeah.
And then I think people were like, hey, you can't do this and that because it's actually tied to this and that. And he was like, nah, actually, fuck that.
I'm going to sign an executive order and we're going to finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane.
And I don't know, it's wild.
Yeah.
We're living in a wild time.
We are. This year, dude, I
think y'all think I'm 26. I'm 30.
This year has definitely aged everybody. And it's absolutely insane. But I want to just, the reason why we said all that, especially piggybacking off of Lil Wayne, interestingly enough, in the news, Ice Cube, we talked about last week how Ice Cube claimed that alleged that he went to both the Democratic and the Republican Party to talk about the contract for Black America, and that the Democratic Party did not reach out to him, and they basically said, oh, we'll get back with you after the election. Well, this week, actually, it was revealed that Ice Cube actually turned down a Zoom meeting with Kamala Harris, even though his earlier claims alleged that he was told to wait until after the election. Well, he basically said that he didn't want to participate in the Zoom meeting because he didn't think that it was going to be productive. And, he said that, we had spent a lot of people's time putting the contract together, and he just thought that getting on a Zoom call with 12 other entertainers, he didn't think that it was going to be productive, which I think that it's very unfortunate that Ice Cube is playing this role now of like, oh, well, the Democratic Party said, let's wait till after the election, where you basically lied because they reached out to you and gave you an opportunity to talk and speak what you had to say. Now, just because you are the only, you think that you're the only one that has this plan or this idea, there may be other people that can be brought to the table to talk about it as well. And the fact that you said, well, I didn't think it was going to be productive. Well, how would you know if you didn't go to it?
They reached out earlier, or they're reaching out recently?
So they basically, so when he reached out to them, they reached back and said, hey, let's have a Zoom call.
We'll have a Zoom call. And then Donnie's camp was like, come on over, bud.
Exactly. So it's not that they didn't reach back to you. It was the way in which they did it that you didn't like and you didn't think it was going to be productive, which basically, again, continues to promote the fact that you basically being a sellout, bro. Because you sat here and you said last week, or when it first came out, you said, well, I'm willing to work with anybody that's willing to work with me. Okay, so here they are wanting to hear you out, and even if you didn't want,
Republican Party scrambling, bro.
That's what I'm saying. But my thing is, Ice Cube, come. I'm just gonna play the clip of what he had to say.
I wanted you to be on the Zoom call because I thought your voice was important. Why did you not participate? Choose to not participate in that?
Well, we had spent, a lot of people time putting the contract with Black America together, and I just thought that getting on a Zoom call with 12 other entertainers, all shooting what they believe needs to be done, to me wasn't going to be productive. And I was also, because my lawyer Matt Johnson has a connection with Kamala.
Okay, but he's not wrong.
I think you are wrong, because you insinuated as if the Democratic Party or that Biden and Harris's team basically said, We don't really want to care about the black
statement
contract right
he
now.
made was wrong.
Right, but
I too would have probably been like, I'm not fucking getting on a Zoom call with all these other people because that's never fucking productive. If you want to meet, you want to meet, and that's it.
No, and I totally get that, and I agree with you. But at the same time, you don't know what they were actually going to say or offer. You just assumed that you were going to get on a call with 12 other entertainers and that they were going to just shoot their shot or ideas. You don't know what connections other people have, and if you sit here and say, as this big vocal voice, well, I'm willing to work with anybody that's willing to work with me, hear them out. Because what if 45's team would have did the same thing? You still would have went over there because they may have done it in a platform where, it wasn't on Zoom, but it was in an actual executive board room. You get what I'm saying? So my thing is, don't insinuate that Biden and Harris's team or that the Democratic Party completely shut you out and said, no, let's just talk about it, later. And basically said, well, I didn't think it was going to be productive, because now you're backpedaling. And I totally agree. I don't think that it's wrong for you to reject a Zoom call, but at the same time, reject it with knowing what's actually going on. If you get in that meeting and say within 10 minutes, 20 minutes or whatever, this ain't what I thought the meeting was going to be, I'm done.
Also, I need everyone to speak to their management team before they take interviews. I feel like there's so many ways you could have said that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You could have even lied and said, well,
I love a lie.
This is what I'm saying. This is what entertainers do. I'm kidding.
But I'm like, he could have been like, well, this other team reached out first. They seem more eager to meet with me. Yada,
in person versus the Zoom. But for you to insinuate as if the Biden Harris team just said,
no, I agree.
Nigga,
I think the statements he made about it, he shouldn't have.
He shouldn't have made that.
Reworded that. Absolutely. Wrote a rap about it, I guess.
Because now it makes you look even worse in that, people were right for calling you a coon. Because you sat here and we had a lot of folks that came up with the contract. Okay, well then listen to what these other you're gonna pull in other people anyway to help you, accomplish your goal. So why not do it through entertainers as well? You don't know what connections they have. You don't know if Kim Kardashian could have been on there.
Mm-hmm. That's when you say, like, listen, I know the work we put in and what this is worth to me. And to me, it wasn't worth a Zoom call. So I said no. But you say that in the beginning.
Exactly.
But he knew he was going to get backlash for it because he wasn't meeting with Trump. He wasn't meeting with the Democratic Party.
Exactly. So anyway, off of that note, but still with regard to discrimination. So basically this week in social media news, we had an incident, or there was an incident in Atlanta with a very popular sushi restaurant called Umi Sushi.
Called Sushi Zushi.
No, Sushi Zushi
called
is
Sushi
amazing.
Hana.
No, it's called Umi.
HEB Sushi.
I hate you. It's called Umi Sushi.
Umiuchi.
Anyway, and so Umi Sushi in Atlanta, they discriminated against, or a couple felt like they were allegedly discriminated against because this particular restaurant is I guess, considered upscale or whatever, and they have a dress code. And so this African-American couple came in for their anniversary. The wife was wearing, of course, heels and whatever other outfit she had on. The husband had on like a sweater and like a pullover sweater with some jeans that they weren't baggy. They didn't look like baggy jeans or anything, but he had on a pair of white Nikes, like Air Force Ones. And
these bitches love Nikes. Anybody?
I thought you were gonna say, get the stomping in my Air Force Ones,
big boy. No, okay. I've hit the Frank Ocean, but I appreciate the Nelly.
Yeah, the Nelly was the original. But anyway, so the couple basically was discriminated against, and there was a video that's been going around where there was a white lady that was sitting at the bar who literally had on a pair of Adidas sneakers. And he was like, sir, the lady is sitting
Yeezys?
there.
Maybe it's because they were Yeezys.
I don't think they were Yeezys. I don't know. They didn't
I wouldn't kick someone out of my restaurant in Yeezys.
But my thing is, it's the discrimination against African Americans that continues to happen where, even there was this incident that happened, I think maybe it was earlier this year or maybe last year, who knows, this year has been so freaking long, where this couple came to celebrate something and their son came in and had on a pair of shorts, and the son looked like he was like middle school age or something like that. And the restaurant owner was like, no, you can't come in here because he has on shorts. We have a specific dress code. When there was another white family that was there with another little boy who had on shorts.
Because when white people do it, it's casual. When black people do it, it's ghetto.
Exactly. So,
which is weird, because remember how braids and big earrings and long ass nails were ghetto, and now that's all the fucking anybody wears?
Very true.
Yeah,
even cornrows.
Even baby hair. Everyone's laying their baby hairs now.
Oh, but baby hair was ghetto back in the day.
Yeah,
for white people. For black people, we know what it was, but for white people, baby, what is that? Why do you have so much gel on your face? It's so weird.
It's a bit. I hate seeing white girls with their edges like
because they don't even have baby hairs. You got full on like hair just slapped to the side of your head. Like nobody has baby hairs except for babies. Like stop.
But also, can we talk about how women have to dress up in heels and a dress, and men can wear fucking sweater and jeans and still look good?
Unless you're gay. If you're a lesbian, you can dress like more butch and more like a man and casual and get away with it.
But I'm just talking like in a heterosexual cisgendered couple.
Yeah.
Like going out, a girl's always like, let me grab my dress, my heels,
right,
full beat, hair laid, let's
Very
do
true.
it. And a guy's like, I'm gonna throw on a sweater and some jeans and a pair of sneakers. And they still look good. They're still comfortable and they still look good.
That's very true.
That's some bullshit. I
know.
hate gender roles.
Yeah, they suck sometimes. But so rapper T.I., who of course, is from
President of Atlanta.
the president of Atlanta, yes.
And Shooters Anonymous.
So he basically talks about he went to social media because he saw the clip and said, I see we are going to have to shut Umi Sushi down the way we did Houston's, which was another racist alleged racist.
How can you
company.
have a racist restaurant? Money is money.
Money is green. That's all you should care about.
It's not the 60s or the 50s. When
Here's
was racism
twist.
hot? I mean, it's still hot now.
Very much true. It's coming back. Nothing new under the sun, unfortunately. But here's a twist of this story. So the couple that was on that this happened to, the husband took to social media and was just like venting his, discretions pretty much, or his disappointment with T.I., and was just like, well, you didn't reach out to me and my wife, and you just reached out to some other people who you thought was connected to me. And I'm like, dude, what was your goal to talk about the discrimination, or was it to get you famous?
Both.
Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't care who T.I. talks to. If it results in this business not being able to discriminate against people again for what you went through, isn't that the win? Is that not the win?
We've already talked about reaching out to celebrities.
My thing is, first of all, it's not even T.I.'s job to even do that. He does it because he cares about the community or whatever his reason is behind it. But that man is not obligated to call you up personally and be like, how you doing, Henry? So I know that this happened to you and your wife. I want to put you on my podcast.
Let me take you out to dinner.
Exactly. Like, let's go over there with some picket signs and go, no, just stop spending your money there. Like, there's a nail salon up the street that I no longer use because when I went there, I felt not necessarily discriminated against, but I feel like these nail salons, when you see a fat black person walk in, you automatically got to give me the grandma or the man because you think, oh, she got some hard ass feet. I'm a big girl, but I don't have no hard feet. I use a lot of coconut oil, a lot of shea butter.
You sit
I
down
soak my
all
feet.
day.
What? That's a lie from the pit of hell. I wish I did sit down all day.
Did you know that astronauts lose the calluses on their feet when they're in
They do,
space?
but don't try to turn the fact that you just call me lazy, okay? What you will not do is be my uplifter and my oppressor at the same time. That's what you won't do.
It's a fun game I like to play.
I hate you. But yeah, I just thought that guy, I was just like, really, dude? Like, and then his wife was like, let me just play the clip because it's just so
Roll
stupid.
tape.
Y'all repost this to Tip for me. Tip, you didn't reach out to us at all, and you spoke on our behalf. You spoke to the gentleman without even reaching out to us. You didn't go to the issue. He never apologized on your video. All he spoke of was his connections and what he could do better for himself or his business. It wasn't about what's going on with us, how I feel threatened, how he actually treats people from our community. I know y'all friends with him. He managed a lot of y'all rappers before in Atlanta. He told us about his past. He told how much he gave to Keisha Lance Bottoms, how much he knows all the celebrities in Atlanta, how they eat at all his restaurants. This isn't going to do anything. I have relationships with these people. And I'm just disappointed. Like, it took a long time for you to even respond to this. And I know it's in the city of Atlanta. You've seen it from day one. And I see why. And you never reached out to us, and that hurts.
So I'll say this about that. Once again, you don't have HR team, or PR team, but talk to your wife before you go on Instagram Live. Him addressing it is talking to him.
Thank you.
All he had to do was retweet. That's all he had to fucking do is when a celebrity retweets something, that's it. That's all they have to do because they have a platform. They're using their platform.
Exactly.
And I understand what he's saying. Like, oh yeah, you might have talked to someone and they said they're doing this, and that. But like, also it was fucked up what they did to me, and I'm still hurt. And so, but that's on you. You don't have to go there anymore. You don't have to do all that. T.I. did all he could do by saying this is fucked up or me tweeting it.
Right. And then the thing is too, like he's like, oh, you talked to the guy and blah blah blah. Well, isn't that what you're supposed to do? If you made a wrong, aren't you supposed to help the person right the wrong, or not necessarily help the person, but if he's going and saying, listen, okay, I'm about to shut your shit down just like I did another restaurant. I'm giving you a chance to redeem yourself at this point. Apologize to the man or do whatever. Here's where I need to check you. You need to treat people way better when they come to your business or your place of establishment. One of the reasons why Houston's got shut down is because it was a continued behavior. And it was like you kept discriminating against people no matter how many times they put you on social media, until people literally started boycotting outside of their restaurant and they shut the shit down. Now, I suggest if you don't want to be like Houston's, here's an opportunity for you to right your wrong.
See, here's the problem with cancel culture for me. Like, people are fucked up and they do make problems and issues and do what is the word? Problematic things. Everyone deserves a chance to fix their shit.
True.
Even like we were watching Scary Movie 2 the other day. When you think of Scary Movie, you remember Scary Movie?
Of course I do.
When you think of Scary Movie, you think of all the funny shit, right? That happened in the movie. When you rewatch it, they say the N-word. They say so much fucked up shit, problematic stuff, right? That probably wouldn't fly now. But then it was a different time.
Yeah.
Right? But if you remade Scary Movie now, you wouldn't be saying the same shit that you said then, probably. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone deserves, like, we have this cancel culture now where it's like, oh, you did something wrong. Fuck you. You're done. You're out.
Well, it's like even when people have, like even with Kevin Hart, just giving an example, how he talked about if his son ever came to him with some gay stuff, like he would beat the black off him or something like that.
Like hit him with the dollhouse or something?
Yeah, hit him with the dollhouse or something. And I'm just like, people coming back when he was trying to host the Oscars and had an amazing opportunity to do that, and people keep bringing back these tweets from like 10 years ago as if people don't have the opportunity to change and have the willpower to change. And it's like, isn't that what you want from them? Is growth. They
That's
show you
what I'm
ignorance,
saying.
you educate
all
them, and then they
needed
grow.
to do with his platform is be like, hey, I'm bringing attention to this. It's not fucking cool.
Exactly.
Now everyone knows your shit, so it's off of me, and that the restaurant has a chance to respond as well.
Exactly.
And if you do it again, then we know what you're like, and you know what you're doing, and that's fucking it. We don't have to give you our money. We don't have to go there anymore. We don't have to give you publicity.
Plus, he's not the Atlanta savior. Like, he is not a savior of all things Atlanta.
I think when you fucked half a city, they feel.
I'm sorry. When you do what?
When you fucked half a city. When he's had sex with almost the entire city.
But how do you know that?
It's T.I. He's had sex with that entire city.
Wait, did TMZ tell you this? Where are you getting this information?
This is common knowledge.
Wow. T.I., that was Fowler. That was definitely not Fleming who said that. But okay.
Oh my God, do you not believe that? I
No.
wholeheartedly believe that's true.
No, I don't believe that. I believe he's had sex with a lot of other women. Yes, but not necessarily fuck the whole city. That's a bit extreme. Atlanta's pretty big. Have you ever been to Atlanta?
The airport, yeah. And
No,
I can tell you.
Go to the city. I actually lived there. So no.
I said what I said.
Okay.
I'm just saying they probably feel like he is the savior of Atlanta. He's the sugar daddy of Atlanta.
He calls himself to the king of, or is he the king of Atlanta? Oh no, he calls himself the king of the South, right?
King, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I think it's king of the South. But anyway,
I just think people are very used to now, like these celebrities sweeping in and places getting canceled and them getting on Ellen and then free sushi for the rest of their life from a neighboring restaurant.
That would be awesome.
Shit, dude, like he did some racist ass shit. It's not right. We called attention to it. You don't have to go there ever again. It was fucked up what he did to you. I hope that other people who support you and I don't know, justice, equality, morality.
But stop looking for these celebrities to come in and just do what you want them to do. The fact that he even tweeted it or put it on his Instagram, be happy that he even did that, because he could have just straight ignored it, because I'm quite sure that, first of all, this is not the only story of discrimination that happens.
He probably likes sushi from there. He was like,
maybe?
Shit, now I can't order. I have to order in.
Well, even too, there was a situation that happened, I think it was in Arizona. Was it in Arizona? It was somewhere. Anyway, he's basically a realtor, this guy. And it's Scottsdale. Scottsdale is Arizona, right?
That's Arizona for sure.
Yes. So in Arizona, in Scottsdale specifically, there was a video that was caught of this Asian man who was yelling at two black men. This is a no nigger hard ER zone.
Oh, he hard.
And basically, the guys were just like walking on the strip or whatever. And this man came out of nowhere just, saying, oh, this is a no nigger zone and blah, blah, blah.
Dude, it's 2020.
Like but here's my thing. Mr. Man who's Asian from Scottsdale, who's a realtor. You're a minority.
You know who you are.
You're a minority.
Especially, I don't know a lot about Arizona, but I can almost guarantee for sure in Arizona you're a minority.
His name was Paul. Paul, okay, how do you pronounce an Asian person's last name that's just NG?
Ing.
Yes, Paul Ng. So he basically approached two men and asked what they were doing in the area. And again, he actually called, I'm going to play the video. He actually called himself a racist, which was, dude, you got to get your life together.
Asian man named Paul called himself a racist.
He called himself, I'm like, sir, you're Asian. How can you, like, what?
Well, you can be racist. You think that?
No, I believe that, but you're a minority yourself. Like,
but then here's the thing. Isn't racism coming from a place of superiority, but also like, because you're a majority?
Exactly. Asians are not a majority in America.
So if you think you are a superior race, but you're still in the minority, is it still racism, or is that just like ego?
Ignorance.
Oh, yeah.
It's ignorance and it's stupidity.
Okay.
And your mama should have did a better job, and she should have swallowed you. Anyway, that was a bit extreme, but that's how I felt. Okay, let me play the video.
Coming over here.
I just want to see what you guys are taking pictures of.
Why is it your business?
Well, you know what? This is my home.
Okay, mine too. Why are you taking pictures
Where
of
do
me?
you live?
I live in Scottsdale. Why are you taking pictures of me?
Michigan plates?
Yeah. Why are you taking pictures of me?
Well, you know what? We've had problems here.
I don't care. You don't know me. Why are you taking pictures of me? And I don't know you. Do you know a lot of white men are doing racist things in this world, sir?
No.
You don't know that? You're not aware of
I'm
that?
a racist.
You are a racist.
I'm a racist.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay? So
What's
the
your
issue?
point? Why are you here?
Because this is a no zone.
Not really.
Oh, is it?
Not really. Why are you coming up?
So, of course, the site that I got it from, they blurred out the nigger, and he said hard ER.
He
But
called himself a racist twice. Not
my
a
thing
good
is
look, sir.
my thing is, you're a realtor.
He's keeping it real.
No, that's when keeping it real goes wrong, because now your ass is fired. Because the company that he worked for.
What is that song that girl sings when she's like, I'm going to take your job? Remember that girl who's...
You are about to lose your job because you are detaining me for nothing.
Hey.
You are detaining me
What?
for nothing.
Hey.
You are about to lose your job. You are about to lose your job.
Hey.
So he actually got fired because the agency, the real estate agency that he works for, that Paul Ng works for in Scottsdale, they gave a statement, and they were just like, on Sunday, we learned of an extremely hateful and racist video that was posted to our social media showing one of our inactive independent contractors. And he basically no longer works there. And not only did he get fired from his job, but he was also arrested for disorderly conduct. Awesome.
So I do agree with that. When you're
Yes.
caught on video being openly racist and calling yourself a racist multiple times,
Yes.
a company, an entity should be allowed to fire you.
Hell yeah.
So what I'm saying is cancel culture shouldn't be like, I don't know.
Cancel culture shouldn't be canceled. Like, you have to allow it in certain situations.
Yeah, there is a difference between like a large company doing racist things, or like a person saying an offhanded racist remark that they take back, or that they didn't mean, or that they didn't know was, you know what I mean? Like you say, like when I said dreadlocks and you're like, actually not dreadlocks. I'm not gonna make that mistake again. Right. So like, I shouldn't be canceled. You can't drag my ass on social media because I said you have dreadlocks one time and I didn't fucking know.
Yeah.
But like when you call yourself a racist twice,
and you say it with such confidence, and then you say
hard
ER
on camera, dude, on camera.
It's just like when Paula Deen, confessed that she used the N-word, and then even the Papa John's CEO, it's like, okay, the cooking channel was like, Paula, we cool and everything, but you ain't about to fuck up our money. Peace, bitch. We gonna put your pots and pans on clearance.
That's that's like an appropriate consequence. Like, you did this thing and it was unfavorable, and the world knows it, and as a community, we've all decided it was fucked up.
We gotta get rid of you.
So we have to get rid of, like, you have all these privileges of being famous and having this particular job, and now you've lost it because you did this.
And you didn't take you didn't have there was no accountability that was shown, and you didn't take responsibility for this platform that you do have to be careful of what you say. Again, when you are in the limelight, some things are only for the group chat. Here's the thing too with the group chat. there are some things that are not even appropriate for the group chat because it's going to come back and bite you in
Just
your
in
ass.
your-
how many times at work will someone text me or you will text me something and I will not respond? And I'll be like,
she just calls.
hey, come in the hallway real quick.
Yep. And that's how I know I fucked up.
And no. That's how you know I'm about to tell you something that I cannot have on record, like verbally or in a text message.
The best is I'll see her texting back. I'll see those little 3 bubbles, those dots.
Yeah.
And then I just get a call. I'm like, shit.
Exactly. Or I will type what I want to say in my notes, my notepad on my phone, and then I will show it to her and erase that bitch. So there's no record of it. But yeah, people are just...
There's a difference between consequences and canceled culture.
Absolutely. And that was
sure.
definitely a consequence. I mean,
I do not believe 100% in canceled culture because I think people should be allowed to redeem themselves. But also I think cancel culture has been used in the past to be like, here's something you said in 2005 when everyone was just rocking with hard R's and Band-Aids on their face and Air Force Ones and yada. And now we're going to bring it up in 2020 and it's fucked up. Now we're all recognizing it and there's a huge platform for it. So fuck you.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
I agree. I think cancel culture is just, because the thing is you'll cancel them for a season and then somebody else is going to do something stupid and you're going to come right back and be like, oh yeah, well, yeah, we canceled you, but only for like 24 hours.
Yeah.
And then we're back
I'm pro accountability.
Yes.
And pro growth mindset.
Absolutely.
So if you do something fucked up.
Now, if you are canceled and then you redeem yourself or you repent and then you keep doing that shit again,
there you go.
You're going to stay canceled. Because then you're making a conscious choice to be an asshole.
Yeah.
So
like if Rihanna in a couple months had another fashion show and she had some more like biblical music to a freaking EDM track. I'd still probably rock with Rihanna, but she would deserve to be canceled because she got blasted.
Absolutely.
For doing that before.
Yeah.
So then it's on you.
Well, even, what was funny, my best friend's mother and I, we were talking when she was doing my hair. We were talking about Robert Downey Jr. in the movie Tropic Thunder. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
So, and the fact that he did blackface, but that he didn't get canceled because most people didn't feel like he did. Well, I personally didn't feel like he did blackface, even though
he had technical blackface, but he wasn't doing minstrel.
Exactly. He didn't make his character a caricature.
He wasn't doing the voice.
Yeah, he wasn't like had gold teeth and baggy pants, which are just stereotypes about black. Exactly. He literally was playing an African American. Wow. Yeah, he played an example of just a black man in the military. And I mean, he just had like a little, what do you mean those people? The people? What people? You people? What do you mean? He just had like a little country accent, but nobody even really, I don't think anybody really paid attention to the fact that it was actually Robert Downey Jr.
I mean, how there's things that in the back of your head, but you never put together.
Yeah.
I never was like, he's doing
blackface.
He has blackface. Because I was just like, oh, Robbie.
Yeah.
Doing another character. Great
Exactly.
Because he wasn't being a
negatively stereotypical black man.
There you go. Thank you. Words are hard.
Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. You've been drinking. Anyway, so
I've been drinking.
In social media, I know this is usually your part.
You take it out. You're just running the show today. I like it. I'm being submissive.
So Netflix, good for you. No you must have been talking to Jeannie Mai. I'm kidding.
I would never.
So did you hear that Netflix increased their prices?
Bitch. What?
Yeah, they increased their prices.
Wait, no, I don't even pay for my Netflix.
I don't pay for my Netflix either.
But to what?
So they've gone from the standard level, which is like you can have one TV, one login, right? From $13 to only $14.
Levels of this shit?
There's only just a standard and a premium package. The premium is that you can have like, I think up to 5 people or something like that on at one time. And I think the standard is that you can just only be on there at one time. So if somebody else, if you give somebody else your login, they can kick you out. Yeah. So they just went from $13 to $14. So they only went up $1.
To you?
But social media is like, well, because I don't pay mine. So I'm like, well,
I don't either. My mama does.
Yeah. My best friend. Thank you, Larissa. But I use her password.
Damn.
It's sad. But anyway, so they only went up $1 and people like social media was like, oh, Netflix, no.
You know why? Here's what I'll say about that. It's not the time to be making big changes.
It's not.
2020 has been hard enough on all of us. So it's just $1 to you, but to us, it's a change. It's not a number. It's just another fucking change, a negative change.
It's like when
and
Amazon
we're pissed.
It's like when Amazon, you buy something off Amazon and you're like, okay, it's $50. I already didn't want to spend the $50 on it, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. And when the tax hits and it comes to $55.32, you're like, fuck it, I'm not getting that. That's too much money for tax. Not gonna
save to cart.
Yeah, but then too, on Netflix's behalf, they got to afford Shonda Rhimes.
That's true. This is Shonda's. I'll pay for Shonda. I'll pay $1 for Shonda. It's really only $1, but it's just like, fuck, dude, another thing.
Netflix is bringing in a lot of different people. I mean, they just got Half and Half, One-on-One, Sister, The Parkers, Moesha. They done brought all these other shows over, and they're like, we out here giving everybody opportunities, equal opportunity. We got to pay for this.
And you know what? That's the one thing in the pandemic that everyone fucking had and kept was Netflix.
Exactly. And I think people are still, they're going to have no choice but to pay for it. I mean, be happy they didn't go up $2 and people were like, go to Hulu.
I have both. I have everything. No commercials.
I did Hulu. I had Hulu only for like the free trial. And then I forgot to cancel it and they charged my card. I was like, no.
Dude, I've had multiple issues with Hulu charging, but I just send my friend, and that's whoever's on the chat at the time. Yes. I say, hey, sir, we have an issue. I need to be refunded immediately.
Exactly.
Because they changed, it's all on my mom's card, but she doesn't know how to do any of that shit. So I do it. But they changed us from the regular, we have like Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN with no commercials. Because why the fuck would I pay and still have commercials?
That's very true. That's like the ads on YouTube.
Yeah. The same cable.
Yeah.
But they changed us to live TV. And when you have live TV, it's like $50 or something.
You might as well get cable.
I know. But that's a good cable alternative, I think.
I mean, but can you get regular channels though? Or you can only just look at the TV shows?
No, I think it is. It's all of Hulu plus live TV. Oh, so it's like you have, anyway, they were charging for us. I was like, we have whole ass cable. I have 1 million channels we don't fucking watch. I don't want them on Hulu too.
Yeah.
But they usually refund your money within a week.
Oh,
they're good about that. But I have Hulu, Stars, Netflix, HBO, anything you can think of. And
I have YouTube and Philo and my best friend's Netflix.
No, I need instant access to. We have Disney Plus too.
Yeah, I don't even watch. I really don't watch TV like that. I mean, I watched Ayanna Fix My Life last night, but only because
trash.
It was. She just yells at Ayanna. Here's the thing: we're not even supposed to be talking about this, but Ayanna Van Zandt. If you hear this podcast, stop yelling at people. Okay, stop.
Well, they don't listen. That's why they're on the show.
And I totally get it, but if I was trying to apologize to you for something and someone kept interrupting me and telling me how to apologize, I'm gonna now cuss you out. So
you should
Alyssa,
go on it.
I just want to say that I'm sorry. Say I'm so sorry. Bitch, shut the fuck up. I'm over here trying to apologize and you messing up my thoughts. Let me get it out first and then you can correct me of what I'm saying.
I can't even be mad because that's me. I have to interrupt people.
No, I hate when I'm trying to apologize. First of all, I don't have a problem apologizing to people.
She's like, first of all, I never do it. So if I am, shut up and listen.
First of all, I am a great apologizer.
Prove it.
Is that a word?
Apologize or no?
Alyssa, I really want you to hear my heart.
Oh God, turn it off. I don't like it.
Boom, there you go.
Don't want that.
You have to get down to the person's level. I really want you to hear my heart. Okay, I'm not gonna say.
Here's apologizing 101, everyone.
I'm sorry you felt that way. No.
Oh, I hate that.
I hate because that's not an apology. That's a kick in the ass.
That's a let me put it back on you.
Thank you. I want to sincerely apologize that I made you feel inadequate, that I made you feel that you had to suppress yourself in the room when I was here. And for that, I apologize. And I would ask that you would forgive me.
That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what I'm saying? But so you can't interrupt my thought process because you don't even know how I'm apologize.
That's true.
So anyway, I
don't apologize because I never make mistakes.
And that's on narcissism. You are just like
Oh, what?
Shame. Don't you have the same moon sign?
We have the same sun and moon.
See, you're very close.
That's why I don't feel for him because I think he's crazy. But I'm just like, damn, if I had that much money, what would I do? Who would I be?
Just this crazy person.
Probably. I'd be like, oh, you don't want me to fucking do that? Guess what? America, we're open again. You think COVID's real? Fuck all y'all, because I said it's not. America's open again, and y'all can fucking catch this shit. I don't give a shit.
Well, here's the thing. Even piggybacking off of COVID, I personally feel like they're going to shut the world down again.
They have to.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? So I was thinking about this. I don't know if people are getting better about hiding their shit on social media for backlash.
Yeah.
Or if people really didn't go out as much as I thought they would on Halloween.
Oh no, people were out.
I know they were out, but on my personal, I don't know if I just have great friends and a good circle, but
No, they just hide everything from me.
Okay, so thank you. I like trolled Instagram stories as I was sitting at home, and I was like, there weren't as many like parties as I thought there were gonna be, or like people out. I saw a lot of like little group hangs, and like people had a bunch of murder mystery parties, and like I would say like 10 plus, like 10 minus groups of people. But I didn't see like anyone at bars and clubs and stuff. So I was like, are people getting better about hiding their shit because they're afraid of backlash, or did people stay in?
I personally saw on my social media platforms that people were out and they were trick-or-treating. Even in my own community, kids were trick-or-treating because they came to my house several times.
Oh,
because
really? We got no trick-or-treaters.
I forgot to turn off my porch light because I always keep it on. And people were ringing my doorbell, but I thought it was my mom's doorbell because I have access to her stuff too. So I was like, why are people? Oh, people are, they coming to my mom's house, whatever. But then I kept hearing my doorbell, not paying attention to it. And I was like,
you didn't have candy for trick-or-treaters?
I did last year and it rained. So then I took it to work because I was disappointed that I couldn't, do the trick-or-treaters and then do the trick-or-treaters. Pause. That I could not give out the candy to the trick-or-treaters because nobody really came by. But then this year, because again, I'm personally working with COVID patients, and even my next door neighbor, they were outside, and their son, who's I think maybe 7-8 months old, he was a pumpkin this year, and I was like, oh my God, that was my first time ever seeing the baby. Like, I bought them a gift and everything, but that was my first time ever seeing the baby in person. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna stay away because again, I actively work with COVID patients, and I would feel like a horrible person even being out there with kids and stuff like that. So I did not personally buy candy, and I just turned my lights off outside, so they would get the hint that, hey, I am home, but I'm not giving out anything.
One of the girls I went to college with, shout out to Rachel Walker, she's in public health.
Hey, Rachel.
But she set out this cute fucking table, and it was all these little Halloween like goodie bags basically, and there was a sign on the table that was like, take a bag, go home, wash your hands, like have a spooky happy Halloween.
That's
and I was
cool.
just like, how fucking cute. I would never take the time to do that, but I should.
There were a lot of people in my community that were sitting out in their driveway, and they had like candies to kind of set up little stations like on a little tray table or something, and had the kids come up, and there were parents out there and stuff. But even too, just the parties that I saw on social media, and no one had on masks, and I'm like, yesterday, or was it Friday, the United States actually superseded their previous record within the same week of the most COVID cases. It went from 83,000 positive COVID cases in a day to over 100,000 in a single day.
Dude, it's easy to have fun distancing with a mask. You can do it.
Just put a mask on.
Or even just like, hey, you have two close friends that have also been just hanging out with those other two friends. They can come over. Small group hang.
Exact. Small groups. 1, 2. There's only me and Alyssa here. That's it.
And we're sitting mildly far away.
Exactly.
And we work together. So
we continue to use our own separate microphones. I never switch up these mics, and I spray them down with Lysol. Well, I spray them down with Lysol when you leave.
So do you really?
Yeah, I do.
Do you think I'm disgusting?
No. I'm just trying to protect you from yourself from whatever cooties you put in the mic.
You hate me.
I do the same thing to mine.
I'm so apologize right now.
No.
Fine. Do you think that? Okay, here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this first wave of COVID, there were a lot of different types, ages, groups, comorbidities that got it.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it kind of took out the older people, and now it's just going to be like a lot of younger people getting COVID because it's people who are still going out and doing shit and bopping and thotting? And so it won't, like, death numbers won't be so bad, but it'll be younger people getting it and kind of getting over it?
From what I've seen in the first wave, it was the first wave to me, from what I saw at my own specific hospital and working with COVID patients, is that COVID attacked middle-aged people. So from like late 40s to 60s.
But you saw them in the ICU.
Yes, but even on the regular units when I saw them, it was still attacking the 40s to 70 people.
Everyone that I saw was like 30.
Yeah. The 70 to 100-year-olds, those are the people that are getting out of here and that are fighting this damn thing. They just go home with like 2 liters of oxygen. Grandma is fine, and she go home and call it a day. Now we are seeing a new wave of younger people, like teens, 20s, 30s, that are coming in, and that are, unfortunately, some of them are events, some of them are not. Some of them have died, some of them have not. We actually lost a patient last week that was he late 40s, early 50s, something like that? But he was morbidly obese, diabetes, hypertension, blah, blah, blah. But we do have, even as young as, 16 and 17 and 21 and 23. We have those young kids that are coming in, and I think this new wave, because we are technically this is the third wave. This is not a second wave. This is definitely a third, because now you have flu season on top of COVID. And so
but I think it's going to affect. Flu season's going to be that bad if we're all sanitizing and washing our hands and wearing masks? It's still going to be bad.
Yes,
Do you think
because
flu season?
even last year, before COVID even was a thing, even though the coronavirus is a real thing that people came in with all the time, but not coronavirus 19, the strain
novel
19.
Coronavirus.
Exactly. So last year for flu season, we had a lot of patients that were on ECMO.
I do remember that flu A.
Yes, flu A was
that was the
everybody's
bitch. That was the bitch.
But the good thing about
and it was the vaping. Everyone was vaping and getting flu A, and then they were stuck on ECMO.
Yes, they were stuck on ECMO, but not so much vents to a degree, which was kind of weird. That people were on ECMO but able to not be.
They could wean them from the vent, but they could never take them off ECMO.
Exactly. So we had a few people that had to get. I think last year we only had a few, like a handful
they were young.
of patients.
They were all young people.
Yeah, they were like 20s, 30s, and there were only a handful of them that actually needed lung transplants. This year, because of COVID and it's making your lungs fibrotic, I would say we have had at least 20, 30 patients that need lung transplants.
Oh, I feel like 1 of 2 gets lung transplants.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And they can't all stay here. They have to go out to different states or different other cities that have bigger programs that we have here. And so, yeah, I think with the flu season, it's going to be double the deaths, double the foolishness with it.
Well, I do think so. The thing is, older people are staying in, right? Because they think I'm older.
Yes.
If I get this shit, it's bad.
Yeah.
What's interesting to me is I think young people get this, and even like you're 20, you're 30, you may be healthy, you may have underlying shit, but you don't know about it because it hasn't flared up, it hasn't gotten bad enough. You haven't really gone to the doctor. It's just something that you've always really dealt with. So you think you're normal, healthy living, and then something hits you and you're fucked.
Exactly.
And that's what's scary to me, because I'm like, you could be just a normal person thought and bopping in the world. You've never really you've never gotten a surgery, you're going to the hospital, your checkups are usually pretty fine, but you could be living with something you don't know, and this could be the one thing that just like knocks you on your ass. Even if you're young, because I feel like big medical problem, it's always the big ones are like hypertension, hyperlipidemia,
right,
diabetes, what did I say, diabetes, obesity, that kind of stuff, right?
I tried to say diabetes and obesity at the same time.
But you don't really get the big effects of that until you're like 45. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's when you start having to go to the doctor more frequently, all that shit. So all these people are out here, the young people who are still doing stuff.
Yeah. And still people are still vaping. I don't understand why anybody in the health field or not, why are you still smoking anything? I said on the very first podcast, if you are going to do drugs, no, I didn't say it on my podcast. I said it on my personal Facebook page. If
because
you are
she
going
knows
to
what
do
to keep
exactly
personal page.
Exactly. If you are going to do drugs, which I am not,
we're not pushers over here.
I'm not a pusher, but I'm not a person that's going to tell you not to do drugs. I just personally think don't do the hard stuff like cocaine, meth, and heroin.
We aren't pro drugs, but we are pro lungs that work.
Thank you. So if you can find another alternative to do your drugs besides smoking, so for those meth addicts, cocaine, crack cocaine, heroin. I mean, I'm not promoting
marijuana fiends out there.
But here's the thing.
Looking at you.
I'm not promoting drugs, but you have more veins than you have lungs. That's all I'm saying.
That's on fucking anatomy.
If you can find a way to eat your weed, put it in some brownies, make a tea, make some weed gummy bears, eat those, okay? Because it's not gonna burn your esophagus out. It's just not.
It's just
now. Don't eat heroin because your teeth gonna be just gone.
Heroin?
Heroin is the 1975 version.
Okay, that sounds fun. Yeah. I'll try it. I have bad asthma, as you know.
Bad who?
Asthma. Ever heard of it?
Yes.
Okay, my lungs don't work. I know what it feels like to not be able to breathe.
Yeah.
It's fucking awful.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's no worse feeling than taking a huge breath in and, like, you feel like your lungs have stopped halfway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I just, like, hate that for people. I hate that idea. And that's what everyone who has COVID, young, old, like, when you're negative and you're, like, on the mend, you just can't fucking breathe.
You can't,
and your O2 sats are high and we're blasting you with oxygen and you still feel like you're suffocating.
You do. And this week even too, even though we don't have a standard kind of thing with anyway, I guess we're going to switch over to the rehab corner. Boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, boom, boom.
Rehab.
We're in the rehab corner. So this week at work, I had an incident not incident, but a situation that actually happened, which kind of put me back into reality.
Back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, he's so mad, but he don't give up that easy. We're on different pages
What
today.
song are you singing?
I'm Eminem. What are you?
Oh, I was just the old back to life,
Back to reality. They play that in old movies.
Fantasy, yeah.
Free disco? No,
Anyway,
I was definitely rapping Eminem.
So yeah, this patient that I had, who's a 40-something early 40-year-old man, and he came in and moving perfectly fine, right? So I discharged him from my service. He's doing great, doing awesome. And then I was like, you know what? Let's just continue to work with him while he's here. He's, requiring more oxygen, blah, blah, blah. He went from high flow to a BiPAP, which from high flow to BiPAP, the next step is intubation and on a ventilator, right? Which again, most physicians are trying to keep people off ventilators because once you go on, it's very difficult to get you off. And so
once you go vent, your lungs, they don't bend. We'll work on it.
Yeah, So anyway, I went in to go see the patient. And I was like, hey, just to let you know, I'm not going to see you today because literally this man is on 100% BiPAP, which is the highest amount of oxygen you can get on a BiPAP before you are intubated. And he was just like, I really want to work with you. Like, I really want to get up. I want to get out of this bed.
Through his BiPAP mask.
Through his BiPAP mask.
So
yes.
he was really like, I really want to work with you.
Exactly.
I really want to get up.
Yes. Wind tunnel and everything. And I just told him, I said, listen, sir, I want you to work with me as much as I want you to work with me. And as much as I want you to do the home exercise program, I appreciate the fact that you want to work. But if you get into respiratory issue, the next step is a ventilator.
We can't bump up the BiPAP.
We cannot. The next step is intubation, and I know you don't want that. So I think that it is best that you just rest. I know we couldn't see you yesterday or day before. This is the second day in a row we couldn't see you, but I'm not fearful that you're going to be so debilitated after 2 days of me not seeing you. And so,
but
just the
after
fear,
a week on the vent, sir.
After a couple days on the vent is a different story. And so I just told him, I said, well, listen, I won't be here on Friday, but I'm definitely going to be back on Monday, blah, blah, blah. I was like, just during your TV shows and stuff. And he had a blood clot in his leg. So I'm like, the next thing I don't want to happen is that shit travels to your lungs, gives you a PE, you end up on the vent anyway, or goes to your brain and kills you. So I'm like, okay, no, you just relax. Don't do no exercise.
In
just
the medical field, we call that a strong hold.
Strong, no. Let's just drop you from our caseload. I'm like, but still get up to the bedside commode with the nurses, blah, blah, blah. So before I leave, at every patient's room, I always say, is there anything I can get you before I leave? And so he said to me, well, will you pray for me? And I was like, absolutely. I said, well, would you want me to just pray for you in my own personal time, or would you like for me to pray for you right now? And so he was like, no, I'd like for you to pray for me right now.
Like tonight before I go to bed, or like here right now?
Only because, when people say, just pray for me, just keep me in your prayers, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And so he was like, no.
Do people tell you that at the hospital?
They do.
Maybe a lot of patients don't give off the holy vibe.
Here's the thing. I cuss a lot, but I know Jesus.
I know you know Jesus.
No, but I tell that for people in the audience who will listen to this podcast and just be like, wow, you pray to God, but you cuss. Yes, I do, because God created cuss words.
I know Jesus too. What the fuck?
You do.
I mean, heck.
But maybe people don't see Jesus in you. Ooh, I'm kidding. They see Jesus in you. Listen.
Turn the mic off.
I see your light that so shines in darkness. I do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Why the fuck don't strangers see that? I'm pissed.
Because they like to tell you they're alien.
Christ's love.
But they like to tell you their alien stories. That's why you're that.
I don't even
person
get that.
To them.
You get the alien stories. I don't give a shit from anybody. I fucking hate my job. I'm quitting. This is bullshit.
No, you're not.
I'll pray for someone.
Yeah, you could pray for everybody. That's amazing.
I mean, yeah, but I'd like them to ask. I want them to see me and be like, this bitch, her prayers go straight to the top. I'm gonna ask her to pray for me. I'm pissed.
Well, the thing is, like, when he said it to me and I was like, yes, I'll pray for you. He literally reached out his hand to hold my hand. And in that moment, I'm thinking about, before he said it, I'm just thinking about, okay, let me just tell him real quick. I got to go with my other coworker to go see the rest of these patients, blah, blah, blah. And in that moment, I just stopped. And it was like, it made me take pause, because I'm just like, I am so in a rigmarole of, I got to see all these COVID patients. I got to get my productivity. I'm this, I'm that, I'm healthy, blah, blah, blah. Even though I am obese, let's be very clear. My BMI is high. Okay. I don't suffer from.
You're on room air.
I'm on room air, but I don't have hypertension. I don't have high cholesterol.
I do.
You do? Mm-hmm. Really? Wow. I mean, I just got all my lab work and stuff done.
It's actually familial.
Oh, well, see, all I got is obesity on my chart. That's it. Just obesity.
That's kind of nice.
And that's easy to fix. Well, it ain't easy to fix. Obesity is not easy to fix.
We're working through it.
I'm trying to I need to go back to the gym. Anyway, neither here nor there. But him asking me to pray for him in that moment made me take pause to realize, Monica, life again is but a vapor. And the fact that, and I even told him, I said, listen, I know that you are afraid. And it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to not know, but you're going to drive yourself crazy thinking about your numbers, because he kept looking at the monitor and seeing that even on 100% BiPAP, his oxygen saturation was only 84%.
Not great.
Not great at all. And I'm just like, and so I literally prayed for him, but I prayed more so. I prayed for God to heal his body on this side of glory, but I also prayed that God will protect his mind and protect his thoughts.
Just for peace. Are you kidding? That's
exactly.
So,
and I was like,
so
I said,
anxious.
God, just cover him, cover his eye gates, his ear gates, his thought gates, everything he thinks about, let it be something that's positive. And I just told him like words of affirmation. I was like, tell yourself every time you get scared, I'm going to make it out of this hospital. I'm going to make it out of this hospital.
Dude, nothing has taught me the power of thoughts and words like the fucking hospital.
Oh yeah.
Because there's just, exactly who they are. The patients that are just like, this is it. I'm over. Tell
Absolutely.
them I'm done. And they tank.
They do.
And the patients who you're like, this bitch isn't going to fucking make it.
Yeah.
But all right, let's keep going in there and
Yeah.
working on it. But they're like, no, I got it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
And
they make it.
They do. And the one thing that I didn't ask him, which I thought about it after the fact, was I didn't ask him, who does he pray to? Because if you're asking me to pray for you, I'm just gonna pray to the person I know, which is Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the
Lord
one who's
and
for
Savior.
me. Now, if you wanted me to pray to somebody else, I would have then called the chaplain, like, hey, I kind of do like
not
the prayer
my
that
jam, but I appreciate you.
Yeah, I kind of do like what my uncle does. Shouts out to my uncle Jerry, because he was in the military.
Hey, Jerry.
And so he basically prays like this very generic prayer. He'll be like, Father, in your name. Now, whoever your father is, that's who your father is. He was like, in your great big name. Because he has to do it, very generic, because there are so many different religions and
but
stuff out there.
But there's also something so powerful in like, hey, I might not believe in what or who you believe in, but I believe it's so specific to myself. And I believe it changes things in my life, and I'm praying to them to change things in your life.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And he was even very tearful, because I don't care how big and strong you think you are. When you get into a situation that you cannot control anything, we had a physician in our ICU with COVID. And, I just told him, I said, listen, sir, let me just tell you now, you're going to have to pick a struggle. Either be patient or be physician, but you cannot be both in here. And he was like, I know. And I said, forget everything you've learned in med school. I don't care. You are no longer a physician when you become a patient. Uh-huh. You have to control what you can control in this box. So
eat
even
your
as
food,
exactly,
breathe.
Exactly. And I was basically like, when I was doing my assessment with him and he was walking, and I was doing my gait assessment, I said, do not look at the monitor. I literally had my coworker turn the monitor so he could not see it. And he was like, well, see, now you're being mean. Why won't you let me look at the monitor? Because you're going to freak yourself out.
That shit's scary.
Because you see your O2 sat go to 80%.
I get scared as a therapist. I don't even have the issue, but when I see those numbers, I'm like, oh shit, all right.
And especially when you see a beautiful waveform and that thing is just sitting
like,
at 77, and you're like,
it's not going up either. All right,
let's go back to the bed. And you try to give it a chance to like come back up, and you're like, all right, let's take some deep breaths, in through your nose, out through your mouth.
My favorite is, so your numbers look great. Your numbers are great.
And
I
we
want
just
you
be
to know
lying.
that. I want you to know it's like down. It's like 80.
We just
80,
be lying. No, and COVID,
79.
COVID, they be 67, and you be like,
I'm like,
shit.
so the numbers are great. Your heart rate looks great. We're just gonna take some deep breaths in. Bitch, why would I be telling you to take deep breaths if your numbers look fucking great?
Thank you. I want you to smell the flowers, blow out the birthday candles.
Every time.
Meanwhile, they're 1 second from a ventilator. And the thing is, I have had that happen in my career where I have been working with a patient. This is, pre-COVID, where I've been working with a patient and their O2 sats went down so low until they had to get intubated. And I'm like, you feel like such a piece of shit that you were trying to work with them and you realize what's happening in real time, but you can't stop it. But you know how helpful and how beneficial your work is. But you also realize on the back end how harmful therapy can actually be to a degree.
It's a very fine line.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, if I don't get you up, this will be so much worse in a couple of days. But if I do get you up, it could be so much worse now.
Yeah, you got to learn how to teeter-totter on those lines. I mean, I've had patients who have coded and died after I've worked with them, who have coded in the middle of me treating them.
Yeah, I don't have the touch.
And I had to call a code blue, and I'm just like, damn it, I got to do compression. And as soon as I see an RT, I'm like, bitch take over.
Yeah. I have the stroke touch. I don't have the death touch.
Okay, well, I don't have the death touch either. Even though when I did work at this other hospital, my other coworkers, they called me the Black Widow. Only because 2 patients died after I saw them, but that wasn't my fault.
Dude, what the fuck?
That wasn't my fault.
I feel like it happens. There's waves. You know how like there's waves where we have like Marfan's or myasthenia gravis. Like you just see a bunch of patients.
Yeah.
There's time. Remember that time where every patient I saw stroked after, or they'd call a stroke alert right after,
Yes,
and I was
I do
like,
remember
it's
that.
me.
Yeah.
I feel like there's times when you're like, you know.
Yeah. I had a wave of VTAC.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, I had this one. I remember I had this one patient. His pacemaker was firing, and for those of you that are not familiar with pacemakers, a pacemaker is basically controlling your heart rate, right?
The pace.
It paces you. So, but if your heart rate gets too low, the pacemaker will shock the shit out of you.
Hey, bitch, wake back up.
It's literally an internal defibrillator. And this one man, for some reason, his pacer needed to be interrogated. And he was just sitting in the chair and the damn thing was shocking the shit out of him. So myself and the nurse, she saw me in the hallway. She's like, Monica, can you just help me get this patient to the bed real quick? And I'm like, sure, not a problem. So I go in and he's like, oh my God, it's going to shock me again. I already know. I just don't know what is going to happen. And we're like, well, let's get you back to the bed. Literally, we stand this man up. And as soon as we stand him up, the pacer shocks him. Both me and the nurse thought we were electrocuted. And as soon as it did it, it was just like, ah! We were like, throw him in the bed, just throw him in the bed.
You know what? You know those patients who like the doctors come in and they've explained everything and they're like, sir, you need this procedure. Sir, you need this device. Like it will save your life. You have to do it. There's nothing else. And there's patients that are just like, no. And we're always thinking like on the other side, we're like, okay, listen, if a doctor came in and told me this is the only way I could live, I'd fucking do it. But I hear stories like this and I'm like, here's where I'm like, nope, you're not putting that shit in me. I don't fucking want it. Nope. I've heard stories. I don't fucking want it.
That was and the thing is, you're not going to get electrocuted from a pacemaker from somebody else's body. But just in that moment, the way he jolts, it literally looks like somebody just put an AED on him and just shocked the shit out of him.
Can you imagine? But like it's inside, it's in your fucking heart.
It's in your heart and you're awake and alert and it's almost like adult hiccups.
Like acid reflux from hell.
Yes, like hiccups as an adult hurts. Well, maybe just mine. When I have hiccups as an adult, that shit hurts. And so for him to be like, I know it's getting ready to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen. Or when they like cardiovert a patient, like cardioversion is like torture. And every time I see it, I'm just like, you fucking bastards of cardiologists. How dare you do that? Or electrophysiologists rather. But it's the most painful thing to watch. Dude, somebody be awake and alert and have them shocked.
7:30 a.m. when I chart review and it says at 5 a.m. they got cardioverted, I said, we're going to let you rest, sir.
If you want to get up, you can. If not,
but if not, I'm not. You could take the day. Shit.
It's horrible. But it was a great opportunity for me to be able to again take pause because I have been suffering from burnout as a physical therapist.
Yeah.
Because I've been working with COVID since March and there's this other stuff that's going on as well too, just at my job and just a bunch of stupid stuff that I don't have control over at the moment. But and that's adding on top of the burnout, which is making it way worse. But it was a wonderful reminder that Monica, you can't move so fast. And you can't do so much that you don't take pause because there are a lot of as much as you think your life is, not in shambles, but as much as you think you go through on a day-to-day basis, this person is literally in the hospital fighting for their life, fighting for their own sanity. And it just makes you more grateful. Just makes you more grateful.
It is very hard to work in the hospital, but especially in the ICU because it's so business to you. Like I have this list of people to see. This is what we're going to do. This is what I have to get through. I have to move. But like, all of these people are very sick.
Absolutely.
And you forget, like you get to leave the room. You get to leave the fucking hospital.
Exactly.
And they don't. And I hate, like, those patients you get. And it's one of those days where like everything has gone, not wrong, but like everything's taken longer than it needed to, or no one was ready when you needed them to be. And you've had to shuffle 8 times. And there's a patient who's just like, a fucking talker. Yeah. They just want to talk. And I hate it because I'm like, I know no one's in your room. I know no one's been here. I know you haven't gotten to talk to anybody. I know you're scared. I know you're going through this and that. I know that probably no doctor has decided to come and talk to you about what's going on in the procedure because they're also very busy and focused on the shit. But also I'm like, I have 4 other patients to see and I have 1 hour to do it, sir. Yeah. And I know you want to talk and you're so sweet, but like I gotta fuck. And I always have those moments where I'm like, you need to stop and just listen. And you're gonna run out of time, but it'll be okay because guess what, you get to leave.
That's very true. And then the thing is too, I think to a degree some people play on that, especially when it comes to leadership. And even some physicians, they will play on that because they know that you have a heart for people, and they'll be like, well, they really need you. Like the only way they're going to get out of here is if you go and see them. And it's
I hate that.
I'm not Jesus. Okay. So I don't care how many ankle pumps and long arm quads I tell you to do. You are not going to survive this if it's not God's will for you to survive it, or whoever you believe in,
Well,
or
I
if
can
it's not
only
the
push
universal,
you as
whatever.
much as you are allowing yourself to be pushed.
Exactly.
Okay, this job is hard because you have to have the clinical knowledge for it, right?
Right.
But you also have to be the kind of person who's very sensitive to the fact that I can push you this far and it'll be helpful. I can push you this far and it would be
Dangerous.
detrimental.
Absolutely.
And I can not push you at all and it would be helpful, or I can not push you at all and it'll really set you back.
Exactly.
And there's some people, like, you just never, like, one person can one day need to be pushed and the next day you need to just leave them the fuck alone.
Absolutely.
And then the next day you need to push, but not as hard as you did. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you have to be very sensitive to that, especially in these situations, and people don't get that.
Yeah. I mean, we even had this, another patient who we've been working with for, 2 months now. And you as a therapist, you're not getting anywhere with this patient. And that plays on you as well too. Like, what does it say about my level of skill set that I have not been able to progress you? But at the same time, it's not my skill set, because there's been another group of people that have been in here and they've gotten nowhere with you either. So it's clearly not us, it's you. And even too, you have in these situations, especially working with COVID, where these patients don't have a fight and they want to give up, and they will literally tell us in the moment, I can't do this anymore. I just want to die. I just want to die. And then it's like, well, do you really want to die, or do you just want the pain and the fact that you can't breathe to stop? But there are some patients that are like, no, I'm serious. Like, you need to get palliative in here. I no longer want to fight. I don't have it in me.
But that's
I'm tired.
literally against everything in our profession. Like, we're there to fix. We're there to heal. We're
Absolutely.
there to get function and get you back to baseline.
Yeah.
So when someone tells you that, I feel like it's very natural to be like, no, oh my God.
You don't want to die. Don't say that.
And it's so shitty to think that someone in that position is just so tired and so overwhelmed and just over it, and they're like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And for one other person to come in and be like, are you actually blah, blah, blah.
But then even on the flip side of that, you have these patients. I hate to say this, but it's just the truth. Anybody who works in a hospital setting and in the ICU, when you see as much death as we do, you see death coming.
Yeah, you do.
You see
smell
death,
like death.
You smell, and then when a patient goes through the surge, which everyone who works in healthcare who has been around death, the surge is when your patient has this absolutely amazing day where everything goes well for them. They're awake, they're alert,
ready.
they're eating, they're working out with therapy, they do amazing, and the next day they die.
Dropped.
And it's like, when you see this, you're just like, wow, they did amazing. And then when you think about it, you're like, shit.
That was it.
That was the fucking surge. And literally the next day, your patient's dead. And you're like, what the hell? But it's so real. But then you have some other patients who you're just like, you ain't about that life. Just call palliative. Put them on hospice. This ain't gonna work out.
They don't want it, and I have. This is
I don't have the patience for it. Just call palliative.
This is the hard thing about our job.
Yeah,
especially right now, there's a lot of people in the hospital who need therapy, and we don't have enough staff right now to give them therapy. All right. Mm-hmm. So when you walk into a room of someone that you have on your list and you're trying to see them and they don't want to be seen, but you're trying to make it happen and they're just not making it work. It's so frustrating on our end, because you're like, listen, there's tens of people right now who wish that they were functional enough to get this therapy, right? B, there's 10s, 20s of people here. That sounds like such a low number. It really is a lot. I swear. There's a lot of people who are sitting on a no time list right now because we can't get to them, and they would love to work with therapy, but we can't get to them. And it's very hard to go in there and be like, okay, come on, let's work. I'm here for you. When you're like, come on, it's either now or never. We have all these people who want it and you don't.
Yeah. And even you have to be very mean sometimes and tell them, listen, as sick as you think you are and as sick as you actually are, there is somebody intubated and sedated who's prone, who can't even open their eyes and they're not even awake. They would kill to have your level of sickness.
And that sucks too, because you're like, this is a shitty situation for you, and I know you're not where you're supposed to be, but you're doing so much better than you think you're doing.
Exactly.
And there's people down there who can only blink their eyes and they wish that they could do what you're doing.
And that's why when people like non-COVID,
it's so hard you can't do that. You can't be like, especially with strokes, you know how like one guy will have a stroke and his like fingers don't work.
Yeah.
And another guy will have a stroke and the whole left side of his body is out. And you can't go into a room and be like, listen, sir, I know you can't open this bottle of toothpaste right now, but motherfucker down the hall can't get out of bed on his own. So I need you to get it together so that we can get this done.
Suck it up. You're not going through it as much as you think you are.
Because if I had a stroke and my fingers didn't work, I'd also be bummed as shit. And I'd be like, fuck it. But it's just, it's all perspective.
It's horrible all the way around. And you know, you try your best to use these manipulative tactics, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. And you know, like there are times where I told this patient the other day, he had a he's a COVID patient. Well, he's COVID negative now, but he ended up having a decortication. And of course, I know his side was gonna be painful. They done shoved 2 chest tubes in. I was like, so I told him, I was like, listen, sir, I'm just gonna give. I was like, listen, sir, I'm gonna just give you a warning. He was like, I really don't want to get up, and I said, I know you don't, and this is gonna hurt like shit. I literally said that verbatim to him. I said, sir, this is going to hurt like shit. Okay, it's gonna hurt, but here's the beauty of it hurting. You'll never feel that again, because now you know what to expect. And the more you move, the easier it will be. He was like, I don't believe you. You ain't got to. I just told you it's going to hurt like shit. I didn't lie to you. I said, I will not blow smoke up your butt. This is going to be painful as shit. It's going to hurt, but you got to do it. That's the only way to get off this machine. That's the only way to get out of this hospital. You have to move. And he's like, well, can we go slow? Absolutely we can.
Makes it worse, but yeah.
It makes it work. Just snatch it off like a Band-Aid.
Just go. That's why I tell people, I'm like, just get the fuck up.
Just go.
Just get up.
Just go.
Shut the fuck.
Exactly. And I was like, well, you can put a pillow here up underneath your side, squeeze it. He's like, no, just hold my hand. If I pull on it, it's going to be worse. So don't do that.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, it really sucks. But I'm grateful that I work at a facility where, you know, just even piggybacking off of the fact that my patient asked me to pray for him. I'm very grateful that I work at a facility where religion is not questioned, and that religion and spirituality is welcomed and it is acceptable, and that whatever religion you practice, they have a chaplain that's there for you. And these chaplains are trained to be able to move and shake in all different religions and all different spiritualities. And then even in that moment, the fact that, you know, again, he didn't know anything about me. He didn't know if I was a Christian, Muslim, whatever. He was just like, I don't even care about that. I just need someone to get a prayer to someone else. And I don't think that I can do it right now. So can you please just pray for me? And, you know, like I said, even when I left out of the room, like I almost cried while I was praying. Cause again, I'm not a religious person. I used to be, but once you develop your own relationship with God, you know, after growing up in these traditional stupid, anyway. Hallelujah night.
Hallelujah night.
Oh my God. I was so mad as a kid.
Screaming.
This is probably why I'm so angry now, because we couldn't even have a freaking Christmas tree. We couldn't even wear pants as kids.
You didn't have a Christmas tree?
No.
Were you Jehovah's Witness?
No, I was not. I was just a regular old Christian
Why don't you have a Christmas tree? How are you going to celebrate Jesus without a tree?
It's a pagan holiday, but we got gifts on Christmas. How backwards is that? Anyway.
Ass backwards.
It's just a stupid tradition that people just don't, can't wear pants, you can't wear red nail polish, you can't wear earrings.
Oh my God, yeah, no red nail polish.
I didn't even get my ears pierced until I was in college.
Whore.
Listen, I went crazy. Why do you think I am the way I am? This is why I cuss so much, because I couldn't do it as a kid. I don't think any kid should be cussing, but I'm just saying. The reality is, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to say what I want to say. Fuck all that. So anyway, yes. So I do cuss a lot, but I know Jesus and I know his word. Let's be very clear. Anywho.
Okay, I want to talk to you about something. Going back to working in the hospital, burnout, all that shit. I want to read you something. So so I have a friend who works at a hospital. She does a job very similar to yours.
Yeah.
And we had been talking about like taking time off and burnout and all the shit and traveling and how a bunch of people have been traveling during COVID, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. So her boss had sent her an email basically that said, because she had requested some days off. And her boss had said, like, I've approved this PTO for you, the days that you wanted, but just know if it comes closer to the day and you're planning to travel to somewhere that's a COVID hotspot, I will basically not be able to approve the PTO that I've already pre-approved, because you will then need extra days to take off to self-quarantine. So just know that you may not get those days closer to the date. Isn't that some bullshit?
First of all, why is it your business where I'm going?
That's what, okay. I thought you couldn't ask that shit.
It is. First of all, if I call in It is illegal for you to ask me why I'm calling in. Now, you can try to play this bullshit about, well, we're just concerned. No, the fuck you're not. You're being nosy. Is it your back? Is it you got to poop? No, bitch, I'm not coming in.
But how the fuck I can understand saying like, hey, I'm going to give you these dates, but just know if you're going to this, or this place, you will also be required to take additional days after.
Exactly.
But you can't say like, oh, I gave you the days off, but if you let me know you're going to somewhere crazy, which I will ask you about, then I'm not going to give you the days because then you'll need too many days and I'm not going to prove that. What the fuck?
First of all, I am if the company offers me PTO, I am entitled to take my PTO whenever I want to. And I don't care if you ain't got the staffing for it or not. That ain't my business.
I'm not a staffer. I don't get paid to staff.
I don't get paid to staff. That's your problem to deal with. Now, I'm telling you, I will not be here on these dates, and these dates. You better work that shit out. That's why you got PRN people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you stayed in town, you got COVID, you didn't have PTO, wouldn't they still have to fucking give you time off to quarantine anyway?
Exactly.
So what the fuck does it matter if you're leaving?
Here's what I want everybody in leadership to understand. Please go back and read your company policy on approving PTO, because it is, if your company offers it and you decline my PTO because of your own personal hookup, guess what? That is illegal and I could sue your ass.
I'm just tired of, I know it's other places but healthcare.
Because here's the thing, the supervisor or whoever in her position, if they want to take time off, they're going to take as much time off as they want to. And they're going to go wherever the hell they want to, and they ain't going to tell you shit. Mm-hmm. So don't come tell me something that you wouldn't do with your hypocritical stank ass.
And like, I understand telling people like, hey, COVID's crazy, don't travel here, or be careful traveling here or whatever. But like, also, fuck that. We're all burned out. We're all stressed as fuck. If I want to go see my family for the holidays and I'm just seeing my family who hasn't seen anybody else, what the fuck is the difference?
I don't care if I want to go to Wuhan. If I want to go vacation in motherfucking Wuhan, bitch, I'm going to Wuhan. Okay.
Good luck getting the fucking PTO.
I'm just saying.
Go to fucking Wuhan.
And if I post pictures and I tag my location as fucking Wuhan, bitch, you better not say nothing.
Well, like, I'm just, I can't.
Girl, these people, I cannot tolerate. Listen.
How are you going to tell me? You better tell me where you're going with your 3 days off that I gave you.
So where do you plan to go? I'm sorry, is this a company policy where you have to ask me? Mm-hmm. Well, no, we're just trying to no, I don't care what you're trying to do. Is this company policy and is it in the code of conduct and the company policy that states that you must know the exact location of where I am going when I am on my said PTO? And if not, I suggest you get your ass out of my face and stop asking me dumbass questions.
The idea that someone would try to tell me I couldn't fucking go home for Christmas.
What, girl, listen.
Because then I would need too many days off to quarantine. Bitch, as a company, wouldn't you just hope that I would be honest with you and you'd give me the time anyway to be safe?
Exactly. I mean, we've had coworkers who have gone internationally since
out of the
pandemic.
fucking country, and everyone's like, when are you coming back to work? Because we're short-staffed.
Exactly.
Wear your mask, wear your shield, and get the fuck back on the floor.
But these people have been responsible enough to go to employee health and say, hey, I have plans to travel to wherever. Do I need to quarantine before I even book my ticket, before I even ask for PTO? I just want to know, is this considered a hot spot, and will I have to quarantine? And they will say, let me look at the list. Nope, this is not considered a hot spot, but if you just monitor your symptoms, if you feel this and that, and then they can have some kind of letter from employee health that says, yes, they did come and ask us, as of right now, as of this date, this is not considered a hot spot. You can go to here. So there have been people who are responsible in that nature, especially who have been working with COVID patients. But it is not your business where somebody decides to travel.
Like, the PTO is just that. It's just it's just the paid time, the days. So that's what I'm saying. I don't
even think PTO, even though PTO does stand for paid time off. To me, PTO means personal time off. It's my personal motherfucking business, bitch.
Stay out of it.
Stay out of my business. I don't ask you where you going.
All I have to do is be respectful and tell you with enough time in advance that I will not be showing up these days.
That's it. Oh, are you traveling for leisure or business? None of your business, bitch.
You can't fucking ask me that.
Don't ask me. What
if I was having a procedure done?
Oh, they'll ask that too.
And I was like, I didn't want anyone to know. What if I was getting my boobs done? And I was like, this is very personal. I don't want anyone to know about it.
What if I was getting a hemorrhoid removed? It's none of your fucking business.
Or that, yeah.
I mean, you over here. So Monica's going to be out of town for 2 weeks because she's getting a hemorrhoid removed. So we need somebody to pick up her weekend. I will sue you and this entire fucking company for putting my hemorrhoid business out of the streets. How dare you?
That's what I'm fucking saying. I'd be pissed.
People are just nosy. Like, understand your company policy. If you want to know where I'm going, come to me as a colleague, not as a person in leadership asking me where the hell I am going. That is not your business. And you, even if I call in, if I say, hey, so I won't be able to make it into work today. So what's going on? None of your fucking business, bitch. You need to find a PRN person that's coming in because I ain't gonna be there. Okay.
Don't approve my fucking days and just say like, oh, but 2 days before, if we figure out that you're going somewhere and we don't like where you're going, we're taking those days away. No.
See, and I'm
still calling in, and guess what? You'll still have to fucking fill my position.
Exactly. And here's my thing too. This is why I will always say this to people. Do not allow your coworkers to follow you on social media. Yeah, and if you do, this is what, and I am not ashamed to say this. I have a personal and a professional Facebook. A personal and a professional Instagram. Now, some people go, I ain't got time.
Instagram.
I ain't got time to be managing all them two things. Oh, I don't manage nothing because I put one profile picture on there and I don't post shit, but I look at all y'all stuff. Now, if you want to block me, that's cool. You can go ahead and do that. This ain't nothing that's been new. Everybody in the professional world know that. Okay. No, you cannot. You come over here to my private Facebook or Instagram and I'm gonna block your ass. Actually, I've already blocked most of the people, so you can't even find me. Oh, Monica, I noticed you blocked me on Instagram. I sure did. Well, why are we not friends? No, we're coworkers, and that's the difference. You think we're friends, but we're not. Because you run your mouth too much. You talk too much. Shut the fuck up.
Don't start no shit, won't be no shit.
Girl, people just got...
My thing is, everything potentially is a COVID hotspot. If there's people around, it's a COVID hotspot. So you're telling me I can't wear my mask, get on a fucking plane and sit there, go to see my family who also hasn't seen anybody and fly back, but a person who stays in this city could go to a fucking rave, and that's cool, and they can come back, and they could take their days, but I can't take my fucking days?
Listen, I have not seen my mother since December of last year. I have not seen my nephew since August of last year. Okay. All of them were supposed to come here in May for my birthday, and that got canceled because of COVID. If I want to go fly to if my family is in Wuhan and I want to go travel to Wuhan, guess what I will be traveling to? As long as my passport get me there, I'll be traveling to Wuhan. And I'm going to post all kind of pictures and I'm going to tag my location. And that still ain't none of your business. Because you don't know I was actually there. Just because there's plenty of people who will post pictures.
Throwback.
Thank you.
Latergram.
Hello.
I would say, girl, if you're listening and you know you are, tag that shit Latergram. I don't care if there's a Christmas tree in it and a calendar and the time. Latergram.
Listen, you are not entitled to know what I do on my personal time. It is not your business what I do on my personal time. No more like it is my business to know what you do on your personal time, because people in leadership will always play that shit where they'll be, I'm going to go camping for a week and I'll be gone. Well, where you going to be at? I'd rather not say. Oh, no. But you was all in my business asking me where the hell I was going though. So keep that same energy, love.
Can you imagine if as a team, like as a unit, we had to approve our supervisor's PTO?
Oh, I never approve, just to spite them.
Like the 100 and whatever therapists had to get together, and the supervisors were like, okay, I want to take off this time. We'd be like,
so where are you going?
That's not going to work for us.
For how long? So what do you plan to do?
We already have another supervisor off that day. Yeah. So we need you to come in.
We can't. I'm sorry, we can't. No. You have to work all major and minor holidays. Like, my thing is just be respectful. Understand that people have the right to take off when they want to, for how long they want to, and you as a company have to deal with it.
This is America.
But it's not even about America. This is just about human decency.
Oh, that's
because I mean, even the CEO of our company, I remember they sent out an email and was like, this motherfucker go on vacation. And we were like, in the middle of a pandemic? Yes. He is the CEO of a major corporation.
He said, I'm getting the fuck up out of here.
Listen, that man probably before the pandemic looked like Obama at the beginning of his administration. Yeah. 2 months after the pandemic, the man got gray hair. He is stressed.
Yeah.
Before he have a heart attack, because he's responsible for tens of thousands of jobs. Let this man go with his family for a week and go relax and rest his brain and let somebody else deal with the day-to-day work. He deserves that.
Yeah.
Now, if the CEO of a company deserves a vacation, why doesn't the people who are actually putting in the physical work, because he's putting in the intellectual work. Let's be clear. He's not actually on the floor seeing patients, cleaning, doing all these things.
Mine back.
Right, but he's having to deal with the intellectual, taxing of his brain to figure out all of this stuff, because he's the one who has to approve it all. I don't care how many people sit at the table with him and figure it out or help him solve the problem. He still ultimately is responsible for every decision that they make.
My thing
it falls
is
back
just
on him.
the tact. There is a way to talk to employees.
Yes.
There's a way to talk to subordinates.
Exactly.
I feel like the email could have just been like, listen, you're all adult, respectable, responsible people. We would appreciate if you're traveling and you let us know. That way we could work in if you
How
need
you
to
gonna
quarantine.
renege somebody PTO?
It's that for me. You can't tell me I have the days, then fucking take them away. It doesn't work like that.
It's the reneging for me. How you gonna renege somebody PTO?
He's like, just like snatch it like a fucking wig off your head. Fuck no, you gave me the days. That's it.
You're
Those are the
dangling
days.
it like a carrot though. Like, so I'm gonna approve it, but it's contingent upon if you're gonna go to a hot spot.
The hotspots change every fucking day.
Texas is a hot spot.
Texas is huge, but also like you can't compare Texas to a little state up in the Northeast,
Like North Dakota.
Yeah. Okay. What the fuck? No, this is bullshit. I
Yeah.
say no. I'm quitting. I'm starting my own job.
No, I'm going to HR because you discriminated against me and you won't let me use my God-given PTO that I was given, and you are violating some type of labor laws because you're in my business. That's all I'm saying. You're in my business and you need to get out.
100%. Girl, thanks for writing in. You know who you are.
Yeah.
I say do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Go to HR because
wear a mask, wash your hands.
That's microaggression at its full. I cannot stand microaggression.
And you know what color this girl is?
What is she? Black?
Brown. Black.
Brown.
We'll call it black. She's mixed like me.
And her superior is.
I would bet money she's white.
That's just, but that just shows too the lack of experience that this particular leader has. Because if you could send something crazy like that to say, hey girl, yes, but no, but then yes, like that's so confusing.
I hate it. I just hate that. Here's the thing also, my group of friends, we are young professionals, right?
Yeah.
So I will speak for myself. I won't even speak for her. I feel like a baby in the workplace all the time. And I feel like I'm still in the school mentality where whatever HR says goes. Whatever my supervisor says goes because that's them. And I need to get out of it because half the time they're just saying shit because they're like, well, I'm just going to say it.
They don't know policy.
They don't know policy. But also like, if you are someone with authority and you say shit a lot of the time, people are just gonna be like, okay.
Not me.
I know it's not you, but you've also worked for fucking 38 years. You're old as shit. You know the system. I'm always like, well, she said it and I couldn't. She's my boss, so that's it.